been a little minute since I smoked off. Still a nigga high like the cold stove. For a little something for these hoes. Been riding solo, what you know? Oh, 876, that's my hoe.
How do we know?
I was about to start. I'm sorry, yo. Let me tell you, my boy has a podcast, right? Or had one because they kind of broke up because niggas do their own thing. Right. But they had me on an episode, and I have this fucking habit of directing shit, and it's mad fucked up. So they might have questions for me, but my mind, I just you know me, nigga. I talk.
I know.
I just talk. So, question: how y'all feel about kids? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Someday.
No, why would you ever do that to yourself?
I don't know. I keep asking. I asked this. I didn't ask myself this question. This girl I was serious with, she asked me. She said she want kids. Mm-hmm. I'm like, with you? I don't know. I don't know because she's fucking psycho.
How old are you?
Well, this was like last year when we were in like a proper relationship, and everything just fucking fell apart.
How old are you currently? Sorry, my bad.
I'm 24.
24? Okay.
Yeah, how old are you?
Me, I'm 26. I have to think about it, my bad.
Oh shit, I forgot you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah, I am, because I came here as an immigrant.
I completely forgot about that.
It was fucked up. We didn't even intro anyone. Hi.
Okay. Right, let's start this all from the beginning again. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to save that, though. Yeah. That's not... All right. So we're finally live. Nice. Podcast number 1.
First take.
Nothing
was recorded before this.
Nothing was recorded before this. Welcome to Out of Your Mind. I'm Mohit.
I'm Vipul.
And today we got the one, the only, MG the Realest.
Hey,
a.k.a.
Like Kamar Murray.
Oh, welcome, my man. I haven't seen you in a year and a half, man.
Super fucking long time.
A year and a half.
Super long. It's mad fucked up.
It is.
It's not right.
But then again, most of the boys from school we haven't seen in time. But at least we all keep in touch.
Fact, no, that's the biggest thing. I feel like the group chat was a super fucking good idea. Yeah. And then I like how it started with, what was the name of our hot TAs that we all wanted to bone? That was nice, yeah. That was super good. And I feel like that shit spoke to who we are, well, at least who I am. Like, I'm not trying to speak for anybody else in case the feds are listening, aka someone's girl. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just nice that it was, and the vibe is always cool, and it's always a nice little free, open environment, which is similar to this podcast and the idea. So that's nice, man.
Exactly, man. And that's the way we like to keep it. We like to keep it open, free flowing, and get it going, you know?
That's nice.
That's it, good. Man. All right, so tell the people who you are, what you do, because some people might not know who MG the Realest is.
No one will. What does MG stand for? Is what I want to know.
MG stands for Misunderstood Genius. And I've been accused of being cocky in my life multiple times, and that is what it is. Because I'm not gonna say genius. Let me just start. I'm not gonna say genius, but I will say I feel like I'm a super, super smart guy. And
you are a super, super smart guy.
Thank you.
I know this for a fact.
Thank you. I'm very smart, I think. But I'm also misunderstood, which is a factual thing, because my opinions tend to be out there and to the contrary of what is generally taught and believed by the masses, right? So, I'm misunderstood in that way. But when you sit down, you talk to me, and I reason it out, you realize, okay, I may not agree with it, but there is a logical foundation to what this individual is saying, and I tend to be right. So that's really what it comes down to. Like,
there's a cockiness.
There it is, right there, right? So, Kamar Murray, I'm 26. Moved to Canada when I was 18. Yeah, so 2011. So I've been here 8 years.
Where'd you move from?
Moved from Jamaica. That was a good one. I almost forgot that.
You forgetting the roots already?
Yeah. No, never that. Yeah. So, yeah, I moved here from Jamaica. Jamaica, nice place. Don't ever go. It's super violent. But
where in Jamaica are you from?
I'm from a city called Portmore. It's well known if people know Jamaica, but typical individuals, they only know like Kingston and Montego Bay, which is like really the top tourist spots, right? But Portmore,
it's a destination spot.
Facts, they are
hot spots.
They are. But Portmore is also a big city in Jamaica as well. So, but that's where I'm from. But I went to school in Kingston and stuff. So I moved here, and then just to link back to the MG the Realest. So that is my rap moniker, as it's known. So I started rapping maybe 2012, 2013, 2 years after I came here, maybe something like that. 2013, 2014.
You started when we went to school?
Yeah, no, actually, no, lies. When did we? Shit, maybe before that.
We started in 2013.
Yeah, so shit, I'm lying. Maybe 2012. I've been doing this super long time, but I never really took it seriously, in the sense of been because it was a situation where an individual is scared of being stereotyped. Oh, because there's a video, but just for audio's sake, because I'm gonna ignore the video. I'm a 6'1" giant Negro, and so I didn't want to fall into that whole all black people want to do is rap and play sports and all that dumb shit. So that little being like 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? Like the opinions of others. I mean, even though my whole life, like the opinions of others really didn't impact me that much, but we're all human beings and we're all social creatures. So we all have to succumb to some sort of peer pressure regardless of the amount, the percentage, right?
Percent.
So, I mean, it impacted me heavy, so I was always quiet about it. I never really posted whatever. But I love that. I love music in general, right? So, and it's funny when I say that, people think I'm going to have this crazy in-depth knowledge of music and la la la. No, I don't. I really don't. I only know music. I only know music from 2000 and... hip hop music from 2000 and maybe 13, to be honest.
That's kind of what I want to know, though. What made you get into that? And I guess before we even get to that, you're right that black people are. I don't know if it's like okay to just kind of like let
out of your mind. Is it out of your mind? Out of your mind. That's what we're doing. So
a lot of times, people do associate black people with hip hop.
Yes.
What?
Just because it is black music. I don't like when people say you can't say things are not white. You can't say things. It's fact. Yes, it is black music. It was made by black people, and black people were for the first decade of it the number one ingesters of this genre of music. So please, they made it.
Ingesters and creators.
And the create, they made it and they took it in. So nigga, it's black music. Anywho,
that's what a lot of music's out there. Like you look at jazz or anything like that.
Yeah.
It does come from that culture. So what is music? What genre of music is dominant in Jamaica? Because I, to be honest though, like my ignorance for like New Zealand, because that's where I'm from, right? Jamaica, Guyana, or anything. I don't even fucking know these places existed because I guess we're just so far away from the world in itself. I don't know shit that goes on there. So what kind of music actually goes on in Jamaica that you just transition to hip hop?
All right. So, and it's funny, I'll give you a whole little history thing.
Yeah.
So, Jamaica is, it's dancehall. Well, for me, at least, my perspective, obviously I got hyped, same shit I was telling y'all niggas, I don't volume raise. I told you. So, my perspective on Jamaica is dancehall is the number one genre, right?
Yeah,
because it's the current genre there, right? It's the current number one genre there. So some people might say reggae music because you're gonna think of Bob Marley and all these other people, right? But for me personally, and again, things have changed since I've left because I will admit this, and it hurts my heart, but I am disconnected from Jamaican culture as a whole right now, just because I'm here, right?
You live here, you embody Canadian culture, you live Canadian life, man.
I still have my people there, obviously, but I'm not there. I'm not entrenched in the streets, smelling the air, hearing the sounds and all these things. So, but just to come back, dancehall is the number one, right? Number one version. So dancehall is very similar to hip hop music. It's different tempos of instrumentals, which we call rhythms. So RIDDIMS. So you say rhythm, and the rhythms are different, and it's also it's spoken with the Jamaican native tongue, which is just Jamaican patois, right? So it's a dialect, which is not an official language. Yo, this shit gonna be so boring. It's mad fucked up. But
it's a history lesson.
So the dialect is derived from a mixture of West African languages and English and Spanish and all these other things, because Jamaica is a slave country, right? So the language spoken by the slaves was this mixture. And this mixture language has come off to generations. It's been diluted more, I guess, as time has gone on, and there's been an influence of the USA, you know what I mean, with cable and internet and all these things, and the US is the dominant culture, right? So it's been diluted as of late, so the younger people don't speak as hard or harsh a dialect as the older individuals, but it's the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So that's what patois is. So I can give you an example with my phone.
Okay, go for it, man.
I have my phone. And so dancehall, regardless of if I make hip hop, like let's say I become huge in hip hop, I can't love it more than I love dancehall music. Dancehall music is genuinely one of the.
So you about to drop a track? Oh, is that why you pulled up the phone?
Yeah, so I'm gonna play because my favorite are see another name. I'm sure you guys heard of maybe Vibes Cartel.
Of course.
You know what I mean. So if you live in Toronto, you live in New York, you live in London, because these are the biggest bases for Jamaican immigrants. So Toronto, like I said, New York and London, England. Those are the top spots for Jamaica. So the people from those places know of Jamaican culture because Jamaican people are extremely ostentatious. They love saying they're from Jamaica and they love acting Jamaican in places that is not Jamaica.
Right.
So it's the number one thing people love and some people hate about them.
But isn't dancehall also big across the Caribbean as a whole?
Dancehall big across the Caribbean as a whole? That's a weird question you asked me. Let me tell you why. Because when it comes to the Caribbean, I'm very, very biased because to me Jamaica is number one island there, but some niggas gonna say
someone from Bahamas would be like Bahamas is number one.
Yeah, they can't say that shit.
Someone from Bermuda say Bermuda's the best.
They can't say that shit. They're not gonna say that. You know why? Because Jamaica's number, bro. Who you know? Everybody you see, you're gonna assume if they say I'm from the Caribbean. Oh, where you from? Jamaica, man. However the fuck they say that shit, right? So it's just that's what I know. So I'm not gonna shit on Trinity because Trinity is a solid second, I would say, because Trinidad is known. So
you heard it here first. Jamaica won 30 seconds.
Fuck, I'm gonna get that tatted, nigga. But the situation is, so you have as far as I know, the biggest genres of music in the Caribbean would be dancehall and it would be soca. So everybody knows soca music. I mean, I've heard of soca music.
Everyone knows soca music.
So soca is just different. I can't speak to that. That's not my type because unfortunately it's a little too positive for my liking. So me, I'm about violence. I'm about sex. That's just what, and that's what.
That's what you grew up then with, man. Because I know you from a while now, and I know the stories that you went through back home.
Yes, I've been through so little.
You've been through some shit.
Yes.
What shit are we talking about here?
Oh man, I like this. I like when you jump point to point. I haven't even played the song yet. Give me one second. I'm gonna give you a what do you call it? A cartel song, and. Let me give you a good one. Oh, this is a good one. This is a classic for the kids back home. If you hear this growing up my time, at least like 2000, I was born 93. So if you're like, because Vibes Cartel came out in 2002, but like he really hit his fucking his heights in like late 2000s, early 2010s, bro. That nigga was the fucking god, man. Like you won't even understand. Like he had him and another guy. I won't say just him. This guy called Movado. They had like beef. Like musical beef, but Jamaica a very violent place, so it spilled into real beef. This man had, this is the thing I'm about to say, I think is stupid, but they had high school kids literally fighting in the streets of Jamaica. It was stupid as fuck, like fighting. So niggas took this shit real serious. So anywho, there's two factions. There's two factions in the music. You have Gaza, and then you have the Gully. Okay. So Gaza is named after the Gaza Strip in Israel, which is very funny. So violence is synonymous, you get what I'm saying? Because Gaza Strip is so violent, they're trying to say we are just as violent as anyone in the Gaza Strip, which is factual. Okay. Jamaica, awful place. Anywho, as much as people,
no one's going to Jamaica after that.
You know what I'm saying? People get mad shook because I sound like I love it. I love it. It's such a good. No, don't go. It's a very, very violent fucking place. Unless you're from there, I don't see a reason. Well, obviously the touristy spots. I'm being hyperbolic when I'm talking, but it's an awful fucking place. And I'm not saying don't go because the tourist spots are really super cool and safe and shit. But if you're really from there, bro, it's like you see things a little differently. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, maybe I'm not nationalistic in that way where I'm gonna just blindly say, oh my God, it's an amazing place. It's this, that, and the third. For me, it's amazing because for the first 18 years of my life, that's all I knew. You understand what I'm saying? So, but factually, bro, guns and just guns and violence. That's really the number one issue I find in Jamaica. So I'm gonna get back to all these topics.
Go for it, man.
But we gotta play this song.
Let's hear this track.
All right. I'm trying not to make it clip. You're probably not gonna understand a word he's saying, but
Gunshot from sun up till night.
yo,
No idea what he said.
no word, but it's like Mr. Palmer got the rifle, them with taller than palm tree. Oh my god. So I'm gonna just give a quick synopsis. So the song it's called Army Empire, and it's just about how many guns he has and how many people he's gonna kill. And I love it. I love it so very much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just give you a quick little translation in the beginning. So you know that we're dark again, which means to be dark means to be angry and violent. So you're dark. All right. So he's just naming places in Jamaica. It's 12 lane lockdown Whitehall. So it's just saying that place, lock it down like with the guns, like you know you lock down an area so with militia and shit. So
shot from sun up till night.
And he said gunshot from sun up till nightfall. So the guns firing from sun up to nightfall. This is the name of a guy, Jeffrey Hype. And he said wet them up like a tsunami. So
okay.
with the gunshots. So yeah, right? And then
before the beats even drop,
that's the intro.
He's already going off.
Yo, I love this shit, bro. It's oh my god. So essentially he said they wanted to war me, so I sent for my army. Bullet sprayed them like Isimiyaki. So it's a cologne. So he's saying the bullet sprays them like colognes. Isimiyaki. No, yeah. So he's saying if you diss my crew, shots will fire. So anywho, that's the essential theme of the song. And then that's the thematic thing of dancehall in general. So the typical themes would probably be like maybe 3. So it's girls, 4 girls, violence, nice times, like chill party vibes, because a lot of people know the party songs from Jamaica, right. And also like street shit. So street shit, not necessarily violence, but just how tough it is. Right. So that's the typical themes of dancehall music. Okay. So and I love it. Should we talk through this or?
Oh shit.
We good.
No, we good.
That's all right, man.
This man just played the song.
Because I think
that's the beginning of the song.
I think there was that shit. So, you asked a bunch of questions that I ignored for the sake of explanation, but let's go back. You asked.
Shit.
Something's going on right now.
Something is going on.
Are we safe? I played the song. They got scared. Like, what's happening?
You were talking about the shit that you've been through.
Oh,
but you were gonna show. Are you gonna play another song as well in between, or was that the only song?
No. I mean, there's a million songs I could play, but I just wanted to give you
listen to his songs.
Yeah. Okay. Facts. So that was just an example I wanted to give, because and also the song. Oh, when I say girls, I mean all right. Damn, there's a lot of exposition needed. So Mohit knows me. You just met me. Yeah. But a central theme to my life personally, and this again, I'm not trying to say that the word spoken by me goes for every single Jamaican person you'll meet. But again, I got hyped. But the thing of the matter is, sex is a very, very, very big part of Jamaican culture. Extremely, extremely important part, right? So that being said, so the songs are extremely sexually explicit. Extremely. So, but I also love that shit. I love that raunchy shit. That shit gets me hyped. So I spoke about that to say that's another aspect of my personality, which I relate to based on music, because ever since, and then Jesus Christ, I have too many side thoughts. I'm not trying to say music impacts behavior, because I personally am not a big advocate of that argument. I think that argument is very stupid personally. Right. So we can get back to that. Mm-hmm. But for me personally, that's just who I am, and this is who I've always been.
I do want to hear your point on that now that you mentioned it.
So just keep that right there. Mm-hmm. So for my earliest memory, being a 4-year-old, is me trying to holler at 2 girls, trying to convince them to go to the bathroom. What the fuck was I trying to do? I don't know. I just know I was trying to get them in the bathroom. That's where the memory stops. It starts, hey, let's go to the bathroom. It ends, I don't even know if I did go to the bathroom or not. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, at 4 years old, I was not listening to dancehall music. Just to clarify, so because my mother is a very religious person, and so that kind of music, that kind of shit was not a thing in my household. But my point being, this is who I've been at my core. So the music that was talking about that shit, obviously I'm gonna gravitate to it. So anywho, the point is
it the culture that kind of got into is like
the culture is
of
the culture
Jamaica.
easily. So no, that's actually that ties in perfect because that's my major point. I feel like and I know it's kind of corny to say, but when people say music is just a reflection of society, but that's factual. You cannot have this music without first having experience. You get what I'm saying? You can't just sing about. It's called DJing, so they call it DJing in Jamaica. You can't just DJ about music, about things that you never know about. Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying? Because the culture perpetuates these things, and then the music is a consequence of that culture. You feel me? And that's my perspective, at least. If you want to argue otherwise, you can, but I just don't think you can successfully argue to me that music comes before the culture. Like, music doesn't create the culture. You get what I'm saying? Like, even these
music.
You know what I'm saying? Fact, culture is impact everything. It create everything stems from the culture. So emo niggas, a sad nigga said, I'm sad. I experienced this sadness. Let me go make a fucking sad song about this. And then all the other sad emo kids come together and say, we love the sad emo music. It's the music didn't make the sad emo kids. You get what I'm saying? But that's just my view. Anywho, lost my train of thought again. No. Were we talking about things happening?
No,
we're just talking about stories.
You really explained that, but he was talking about the stories that you've been through. And I guess I just wanted to know.
Even past I think the craziest one that you told me is the one with the machine gun. The machine gun that was pulled up right onto you.
Oh yeah.
That to me, I was
genuinely. I was like,
I forgot about that.
I was searching my mind. I was like, which time is he talking about? I'm like, that's fucked up. I shouldn't say, because I've only personally, and again, just to point out, this is what I'm trying to talk about Jamaica being an awful place. I'm saying awful in an objective sense because the poverty level is extremely high. The violence is extremely high, and yeah. I think those are the two biggest fucking aspects I would say about make somewhere terrible. I'm just speaking objectively. Subjectively, being born there, you're gonna love it, right? So, my point is, I was like 15. I was 15 or 16.
Yeah,
I think.
What age you were.
No, I was 15 or 16, and then I was leaving school, and I was walking to the bus stop with my boy, 2 boys actually, and. Excuse me. And then we're walking around. So we're walking home. Some 2 kids, younger than us at the time, you get what I'm saying, asked me for $20. And just to give you some context, $20 in Jamaica is like 20 cents here. So it's nothing. Yeah.
Is it that?
It's awful. I'm telling you, Jamaica terrible. Awful fucking it's nothing. So it's like 20 cents. So it's garbage conversion. The currency's worth nothing. So and again, I gotta put an asterisk. I love Jamaica. I need people to understand I love it. I would never trade that place and who it made me and my experiences for anything. And I'm probably only saying that because I'm alive and I didn't get shot.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying. So we were walking home. These guys asked for $20. I've never been one to give niggas money. I'm sorry. If you see me in the streets, don't ask me for money, because you're probably not getting it. I'm not going to give it to you. So, they asked me for $20. I said, nah, I'm good. And that's a bad habit. I always tell niggas, I'm good, you good, you kidding. Anyways, so I said, I'm good. And then they said, it was a weird situation because I don't remember this little part, but for some reason, they caught her attention again. Or maybe upon saying no, I see this little kid, mind you, this nigga might be 12, 13, I don't even know. So I see him pull an Uzi out of his whatever he was wearing. I think it was covered by a shirt, right? So I'm looking down the butt, like the nozzle of this gun, and I'm looking down it, and I look at my boy's looking at it, and then this other boy, he's looking at it, and I'm like, so you know, some people, I don't know what goes through other people's minds when they're put face to face and like shit like that. All I was thinking is like, is this shit real? Like, I'm just trying to decipher, is that gun real or is this like a fake gun?
Right.
I'm not trying to find that shit out. Obviously, it's just a question pondering in my mind. So I'm like,
I'm surprised that's the first thought that's going through. I wonder if that's real.
That's the first.
Because most people would be like, holy shit, it's a Uzi being pointed at my chest or my head.
That's crazy.
It's like, give the guy the money. Let's get the hell out of here.
That's a valid point. I did not reach for my pocket. I just needed to know what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he good? And also, again, that's very, I've never thought of it from that perspective. Maybe it's just a Jamaican culture thing where I'm like, all I thought was, is he really gonna pull this trigger? Like, is he man enough to pull the trigger? Because, you can brandish a weapon, but are you really man enough to pull that trigger? So it's very funny, because you're right. I feel all the people I know growing up here, this Uzi. All I'm thinking is, this nigga really gonna pull that trigger?
Most people are like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. It's very funny. So anywho, my other boy, because his dad, I don't know what the fuck. His dad was a politician of some sort. Jamaican politicians mad crooked. So for some reason, this nigga thought it was a good idea to approach the gentleman with the gun. And he went over there. He whispers magic words for all I know. These niggas cool down, they calm down, and then he just walks back and say, yo, we're good. I'm like, okay. You don't gotta tell me twice. I'm off it. I turn out, we just dip out. So that was near death.
So it's possible that if your friend wasn't there and whispered those magic words, whatever it was.
Yeah, we might have been. I might not be sitting here.
You might not be sitting.
It's very possible. For $20. For $20. You know, it's fucked up. And maybe some people might say I am traumatized, but I don't know. But bro, I don't. That shit. For me personally, I don't think it impacted me in any way because I'm not out here being like scared or whatever. So
no,
maybe there's some.
You're fearless, man. You're truly a fearless.
I don't
person.
say all that nonsense because it's just. I guess it's a whole nother topic. We'll get into that maybe later. But it just. Oh no.
Oh, you might want to turn that.
What is it? Is that porn?
It's Chrome. Yeah, the extreme left tab. Just close
Why
that.
is that?
I have no idea. It's just done that like 5 times today.
Oh, hey, you gotta close.
Anyways, technical issues.
Love it, man. It's podcast 1. We're gonna have technical issues.
No, I was just thinking turn the porn off, man.
Not that all this, man. Look, man. Look.
But where were we? Yeah, I just walked away. It was just a chill. I won't say chill because. Funny. Let me tell you the funniest part about that story. That shit. We laughed as we walked away because I saw something that my other boys didn't. So I was walking with 3 people. I forgot to tell you, it wasn't just 2 people. I was walking with 3 people. So I was walking with this next nigga. His name is Matthew. So the niggas pulled the shit out. Yo, tell me how Matthew gets. He just dips. This nigga. I look behind me. I see this nigga, and it was the funniest thing. I don't know if you could, bro, like, see my hand? This is his body, right? He's walking. There's a wall along the section we're walking. So this nigga's like, just for some reason, just keeps bouncing into the wall as he goes away. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this nigga? So that was the funniest part about the story for me personally. I guess it doesn't translate well audibly, but bro, if you saw this nigga, just his body leaning against the wall as he walks away.
He's a bit shook. He must be shook.
I guess.
All because he's probably pumped with adrenaline and his body must have just been like, oh damn. And like now he's trained, he's like, holy shit.
Fuck, maybe.
I could have had a ooze, like, 10, 20 bullets up my ass right now.
But let me tell you the funniest part. He was a compulsive liar. And so the next day I saw this man. Me and my other boy, we approach him because he's my best friend. We approach him. We're like, yo, why did you do that? Why did you just dip out on us like that? This man looked us in the face and said, yo, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. I was like, what? Erica, what are you talking about? This man said, nah, I wasn't. What are you talking? I wasn't there.
Oh my god.
I just deaded it because there's a whole history of this man. Yo, I could tell you so many stories about Erica. You're a liar. But he lies to your face about things you dead ass know. But anywho, that was it. Another one. I was probably I want to say what grade? This is second form, so I was probably 13, 14. This one. So my boy, this is when Motorola, I don't know, Pebbles. I don't know if you remember those. Anywho, it was a phone that was super cool, and this nigga
the Pebble.
Motorola
Razr.
Not Razr. It was a Pebble. Anywho, it's
okay. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it was
it's old ass shit. That phone 12 years old. That's mad fucked up. I'm old as motherfucker. Anywho, so we there. We're walking. So I just told you that because that was the phone that the start of the story. So again, 12, 13. This is how you know I'm old as shit. This is Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man 2 came out. Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3. This is Tobey Maguire. You know what I'm saying? So this is for OG fucking Spider-Man. So Tobey Maguire. So this is Spider-Man 2 or 3. And so we wanted to go watch it in the movie theater. So we go to the movie theater. The lines are out the fucking door. For some reason, we're fucking idiots. We didn't think to come early or whatever, but whatever. I say, yo, because wherever the movie theater was, we had to take another bus to another section to take another bus. And so I decided, yo, let's just walk to that spot, right? We're walking. And this is a busy street, right? And I'm on the nigga phone because he just got it's a new phone. And so we're there, and I'm like, this shit fire, ha 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 ha. And then for some reason, bro, like something out of a story, the streets get empty. Nobody walking, no cars driving, nothing. And then some tall, skinny black person walks up to me, and this nigga just pulls out a knife and says, "Give me that." And I'm like, really? And then we give it to him, and then he just sheathes the knife and runs away, right? And I'm like, damn, that's mad fucked up. And we just, you know what I mean? You talk about what if we fought, what if we this, that, and the third, and it's just like, damn, that's fucked up. So it
happens too fast, man.
It happens extremely fast, and I didn't even look at that man's face, so it was mad fucked up.
At the same time, man, the phone's not worth even. If a man's got a knife and you got nothing, there's no point in even trying to fight. You know, might as well.
So what I'm hearing is this man's scared of knives, but not guns.
No, but this was a year before. No, this is 2 years prior. So you know what I mean. I'm younger. I'm more naive.
You grew up 2 years in Jamaica's a long time.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that's fucked up. And again, it wasn't even. We were just. Let me tell you, it's so fucked up when I really look back on it. We were more concerned about what we were gonna tell his mother about the fact that the phone got stolen than the fact that we got held up with knives, because shit could have been worse. Shit, because I guess to us, that's just, shit. That's the cost of living here.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the same degree, of having a knife pulled on me, but as a kid, I had a very, not a similar experience, but the similar train of thought. If I injured myself or fucked myself up a little bit, and I had to go home,
I'm gonna tell you,
I'd be like, oh damn, what the hell do I tell my mom?
Yeah.
I already fucked myself up a bit more. She gonna fuck me up some more if I did what I did.
Exactly.
Not that she ever did or anything, but just I don't know why.
That's that fear.
It's just the fear,
Why? Why do we? What? It's a very interesting concept to think that they value something more than your safety. It's very weird, right? It's a very interesting. We might have to explore that a little bit. But yeah, man. And then
that's the capitalist world we live in. You give more of a shit about like what you buy or the things that you have rather than
yourself. Yeah, fair enough.
Was that one of the reasons for your family and you to move out of Jamaica? Like all the violence and everything that goes on over there in your life? Like
probably.
Yeah?
Probably. Again.
I mean, of course, you don't have a say in that.
Yeah, my mom said, yo, we out. I'm like, all right, say less. I'm like, say less.
So we're different.
Yeah, we out. So, and then that was alright. That was it. There's something else. So that same 4-year-old time frame, I was 4, again maybe 5, I don't know how old I was, and then I'm chilling in class. So we have I guess you guys ever so in Jamaica they call it basic school, but I guess you call it preschool.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you're 4 or 5, and then I'm in basic school. So you have the playtime. Obviously, you get let out of class, you run around, do shenanigans, and then you get called back in class. So right after we get called back in class, we're chilling, the teacher's just starting back up classes and shit, bro. And then tell me how we just hear was gunshots.
Yeah,
so for I don't know, to this day I don't know, and I genuinely don't care. But at some point they were just shooting up the front of the school, right? So they shot up the whole fucking school. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? Teachers were screaming, "Get on the floor!" We was on the floor. We were under the tables. The teacher, I distinctly remember a teacher saying, "Yo, she saw the bullet fly right past her face." And I was like, oh shit. And then they just obviously dismissed school right after, and they say, yo, get home, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Find your way home. But I lived it was a little walk. It was a walking distance school, so it wasn't that serious. So me and my little cousin, we just walked home. It was just, and I was there.
Another day.
That's another day. You know what I'm saying? So, and these are nothing. So that place where my school got shut up is a very dangerous area. Right. So I was living there because my mother, she a funny lady. She let me go there, but she didn't know that the spot was hot like that. And then upon hearing it, she pulled me out of the area. But my cousins grew up there and all this, so all the shit I'm saying, my few incidents of encounters and shit is nothing. compared to some of the shit that they had to do. Because when the areas were beefing with each other, so like people with guns firing each other running through your yards, you know what I'm saying? And then all kinds of shit. So people start firing guns and going to your living room. Like that's the type of vibe that they're living with. So
that's fucking wild.
So do these experiences now translate into the music that you're making now?
That is what I wanted to ask. Because like we talked about that culture transitions. Music comes from culture. You having lived that, of course, you never really grew up in the hip hop side. But do you try to include that into your music?
To be honest, like, not necessarily unless I'm talking about experiences. So when I say experiences, I mean like, unless I'm commenting, like it's a social commentary on maybe my own life or society as a whole about gun violence in black communities, right? So, but on a whole, no, because my music is just about how I'm feeling and what I'm doing. It's a very chill vibe. So typically it's just about my mind state and my desires in life, right? And then also sometimes I might just be telling a story about girls or whatever, and things that might not necessarily have happened to me, but it's just I talk to my boys and then they tell me these things, and then
stories that you've heard.
Yeah, right. And then I just talk about it in the music. So no, I've never really rapped about violence in that way, because for me, I don't, because I've never shot. I've never been a criminal. So,
but you talk about black community as a minority, but when you look at hip hop, that's heavily dominated by black people, right? So, do you think these people, like, how have these people influenced you and your music style as well, especially for someone who's just here 2 years, jumped straight into hip hop, you have no experience with that whatsoever. The things that black people went through in Jamaica is nowhere close to what they're going through here. I mean, it's night and day almost, even though you're still part of the same community. I guess if my question kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like I understand what you're saying, because you're talking about like, well, I'm trying, like, you're saying because of the type of music I came from and also the place I came from, how does that translate to hip hop in a specific way?
For sure. Yeah.
So for me, music is about feeling and vibe. So regardless of the words you're actually saying, but also I like words to be authentic. So and the words in Jamaica, the authenticity of those words is real, because like I said, I've had those life experiences where niggas be shooting places up. Like, that's a thing that happens, you know what I'm saying? And I know niggas try to fuck girls all the goddamn time, so, and that's just a thing. So for me, that was authentic, you know what I'm saying? And then, but on the other hand, you for hip hop, it's also authenticity. So it wasn't difficult, because for me things are just like formulas, right? So how do? You get a instrumental, you rhyme words together about a story you're trying to tell, and voila, you have a song. So it wasn't necessarily, there was no issue in translation. If anything, it was just more about skill, because I was pretty trash when I first started. But you couldn't tell me that. Best believe you couldn't tell me I was trash. I really thought I was the one. But no, it was fucking awful. But no, as I grew, you know what I mean, the style grew. And so in terms of rap, my biggest influences are again, very cliche. You got Drizzy, you got Drake, you got Cole, you got Kendrick, love Childish Gambino, really fuck with Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q is fire. Those are really my biggest fucking influences, man.
You heard his new track, Crash?
The album?
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Very lackluster.
Really? You didn't like it?
No, it wasn't for me. Did you listen to A Blank Face?
No, I didn't.
That's the album before, and even the album before Oxymoron. It's different.
Is that the one with the cover art with where he's wearing like the white ski mask?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oxymoron and then Blank Face after that, and then you have this one. Crash is aight, but it didn't have that feeling, because for this it felt like he was having too good a time, and that's fucked up to say. But again, I like that negative shit. I guess that's what they would say, because again, with the violence and shit, I just like, because for me the world is a gritty fucking place. You know what I'm saying? And so when you solely focus on the joys of life, to me that's self-delusion, and I can't fuck with that. So when you only make happy music, I'm like, nigga, that's not real music. And I only fuck with music that I think is real. So, and again, niggas gonna say, alright, so in terms of Drake is not a violent guy. Why do you like Drake? Because Drake is honest about the shit. So his sadness comes from these hoes breaking his heart, or him breaking these hoes' hearts, right? So that sadness, I feel that because he's being honest, and I feel that that's his sadness. You know what I'm saying?
There's no sadness like a breakup sadness, man.
Facts.
Either way you go, when someone breaks up with you, or you break up with someone.
Yes.
You know, if it was real.
Exactly.
That sadness is real.
It's real.
Man.
Exactly.
And that shit hurts.
Facts.
That shit hurts.
It's
Exactly.
like fucking putting a needle right through your fucking chest. It's
and it sticks with you for a long time too. It's not like it just goes
away. It's crazy. I'm gonna be real. I don't know what that's like. Lies. Lies. I had an experience once where a bitch. It was I won't go into detail. I won't go into details because the details is gonna be too specific. I don't need.
No, we don't need details.
But the point is, I was fucking with a bitch I shouldn't have been fucking with. And I ended up, I caught feelings. Again, a young fucking idiot nigga, like 15. It's unnecessary. And then I ended up, bro, I was weeping like a fucking child. But
there's nothing wrong with that, bro.
My guy, it's nothing wrong if a girl is worth it. This girl was not worth it, bro. Looking back on it, I'm like, wow, I was an idiot. But experience learned, you get what I'm saying? Because from that, I learned, okay, these are the traits that I should be looking for. And so upon finding those traits in a girl, if that girl was to break my heart, then okay, it makes sense to be crying. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But in that is, bro, that bitch, she not worth it. Trust me. If I went into detail about what the circumstances was, you'd realize, oh, you're an idiot. And I was a fucking idiot.
But you're 15 again.
You know? I get it.
What do you know about? What do you know about love and a relationship at 15? You know nothing.
You feel like it's gonna last your lifetime, but it fucking doesn't. You're a fucking dumbass.
You live, even though you might have been living on the mean streets of Jamaica, everyone still got that fairy tale with their with their first couple relationships, or you're in a relationship for a long time, or like the first couple months, you're like, oh man, me and this girl, we're gonna stick it through wherever we go. She's my girl. Little do you know, you get to you pass high school, people flutter off,
Tragic thing.
Oh shit.
To be honest, I didn't think that. I don't know why. I was just sad that bitches are choosy, and she didn't choose me, and I was salty. It's a very simple equation. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it wasn't even on no love. It wasn't even on no nothing. It's just about the feeling of feeling worthy. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's just the feeling of feeling worthy. Everybody wants to feel worthy, and I wasn't worthy to her when I wanted to be, and so that kind of rejection is gonna impact you. You get what I'm saying? Man. So it wasn't on no love. It wasn't even on no real feelings. It was just on that sense of I guess I wasn't good enough, and at that point I dealt with it in that way. And I guess also it was misguided emotions as well, feeling like I actually liked her and whatnot. So
now you're saying you don't feel that now.
Feel what?
Like if you break up with how many girlfriends have you had?
If we're not counting that one, I've only had one.
Is that the one you're currently with?
Currently with. I only had one girlfriend.
Would you make a song on your past ex from your 15-year relationship?
He's actually thinking about it too.
Would I make a song about that girl?
Maybe not about her, but like the feeling.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's a good. And it's funny because even between my first girl, because I've been with my girl now like 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now, and so if I was from when that 2 years started and before that. Like, so making music, I made music about love and all these other things about girls and this shit. So people always were confused because they know me personally and how I feel about these things. And then they hear the music and they're like, how you gonna make music like that? But we know who you are. And it's like people get it misconstrued because I'm so critical and so cold when it comes to saying, oh, I was an idiot, or you're an idiot, you shouldn't have loved that girl. That girl not worth it, la la la. So they think I don't necessarily believe in love and connection and shit. But I do. It's just my threshold is extremely high. You get what I'm saying? So because no one has met that threshold, people think I hate love, or I hate the idea of love and being with girls and all these other things. You know what I'm saying? Outside of just fucking them, which is a number. It's a very big thing for me. Fucking bitches. Anywho, so the point is, I've always believed in it, but people think that I didn't. So I don't remember why I said all these words. What did you ask me?
Said, are you gonna create a song?
Oh, about this bitch? The reason why I brought it up because you said about the feelings, and I was like, yes. I have written songs about these feelings, or feelings in general about love and all these things. Right. So that was why I brought that up. Thank you, because I completely forgot my train of thought.
On that, then, what's Heard about then?
Heard?
That single.
So Heard is a single I made. Heard is. How does it, I know you heard things don't stay the same. It's just about life transitioning. You get what I'm saying? That's really what that's. So for me personally, it was just about again, I conceptualize things in a way where I'm like, what ifs, and because music is about, for me, it's artistic expression, right? So if you've never been a killer in the streets, but you rap about killing people, I'm okay with that as long as you don't tell people you're a killer, if that makes sense. So if you want to rap, like, let's say, because I could rap about killing people. Right. But as long as I come out and say, oh, no, I've never killed anyone in my life, I just channel that. That's the vibe I got, and I created from that vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. I wouldn't do that. But if someone did it, I'm not going to be mad at them. But I hate when people haven't done it, and then when they aren't killers, but they rap about killing, and then they say they are killers. You know what I'm saying? You find out later.
In the song that, like, I'm a killer, whatever. And
then all these things. Again, I lost my train of thought. Why the fuck am I talking?
Because we're talking about Heard.
Heard.
My mind, I love it.
So Heard is like, so for me, it's just like, so I know you heard, things don't stay the same. So it's like, things always change. So right now I'm trying to be successful with music. What happens when I am successful with music? You know what I'm saying? So it's about that transitional period and how I'm going to feel about certain things being said currently. So how does the verse go? I don't know. Never trust nobody saying they'll never leave. You know what I'm saying? So to me, and then for me personally, again, I think I'm amazing. So it's like...
That's, you know what, man? As much people might knock you for being egotistical or narcissistic or whatever it is, that's the kind of attitude you need, though.
I think so.
You need the attitude of, I'm gonna get this. You know, it's like, as you just said right there. You know, you didn't say when I might become successful. You just said when I am successful.
Yes.
You know, which is like, I'm precluding now that is what's gonna happen. You're etching now in present day. I will be successful,
100%.
And that is gonna happen one way or another.
Facts.
Right. So you need that mindset. You know, in the music industry,
in life, in general, to be honest.
How many people? New people every day are coming up. I'm a rapper, you know. I'm an artist, you know. You got little this, little that, little. There's a new little every day.
Every day,
Every single day, there's a new little person, you know. Little Zan, little this, little that. I can't keep track anymore of all the names, you know. You got all these people coming out. How do you differentiate yourself? You're not a little.
I'm not.
You know, you're not the little, but like with all the static that you have in the music industry and all this, like, you know, white noise that's. How do you filter all that out? How do you, you know,
stand out?
Stand out. How do you?
Me personally, all right. Wait, am I finishing talking about her or not?
Oh, so sorry, man. I'm jumping the gun. I just pulled you.
It's contagious.
I
right?
just pulled you.
So all right. So her, it's. I mean, shit. I already talked about it. I was gonna go in depth, and I was gonna stroke my own penis for a bit, but we can go back to that. It's. So how I feel like I stand out, bro, because you hear all these littles and I'm not a little, so it's sound. It's like, because even when you came in and you said, oh, you heard the sound, right? You're like, oh, it wasn't typical of what rappers be doing nowadays, right? It wasn't necessarily high energy. It wasn't this, that, and the third, right? So to me, but it was still good, or at least I presume you thought it was good, right? So for me, it's like, once you hear it, the proof is in the fucking pudding. Right. You get what I'm saying? There's no mistaking MG for anybody else.
Right.
You're not gonna say, oh, this guy sound like, because just like the convo we were having earlier, this guy's not. Oh, he doesn't sound like Lil this, or he doesn't sound like this big name, or he doesn't sound like that guy. Because even though Bino, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, all these people are people I listen to on the regs. You get what I'm saying? It's not. You're not gonna. Like, their style or their sound is not going to be reflected in my music personally. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's how you stand out. Because all those names I just cut. Oh, fuck. How could I forget Kanye? My bad. That's blasphemy. So.
Kanye's fucking God, man.
That's,
Kanye's a fucking God.
Kanye's, lately. He fell off. He might have fell off at Heaven's Gate. Because this nigga not doing what I need him to do. But if we're talking from Kanye's inception onward, and then we're talking about, like, you talk about Drake, you talk about Kanye, you talk about you talk about Childish Gambino, you talk about Kendrick, you talk about Cole and Schoolboy Q, you talk about all these people. They are all individual people, all individual styles. You get what I'm saying? None of them sound like each other ever.
No. You know what? Like when I was playing music, because I just usually play like lo-fi beats when I'm working, and I just it helps me focus, helps me work, right? So when I'm listening to your music, it didn't to me sound like there's an up and coming guy. It wasn't like, who the fuck is MJ the Realest, or MG, sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
But it was just about, I fucking like this music. Why is it still that people still feel the need to do that? To think that they need to do something different to stand out?
Sorry, so I can repeat that the last part.
It's like when I'm listening to your music, I don't really give a shit whether you're Drake or you're MG the Realest or you're fucking like nobody, right? But I fucking love your music, and at that moment I'm enjoying your music and listening to your music. All of those things go away, but people still feel the need to do something different to stand out. When, like you said, your music should stand out. So why is it the fact that people still focus on those minor details of things to stand out rather than focus on the content? And focus on the shit that they're actually good at.
To the point is your first sentence. You said when you're listening to MG, you're not thinking about Drake and you're not thinking about all these other people. You're just thinking about me, right? So what happens if you're listening to me? You're thinking about someone else. That's the point. If there's no distinction, then your mind just thinks about these other guys. Like I said, with because like Designer, that was the song. So Panda, you hear that song. I got bras in Atlanta, just no lean on the front. Like first, Future, because everybody. I remember when
I thought that was Future when I first heard that.
Everybody on the internet swore that shit was Future, and I did too. You get what I'm saying? So when you listen to him, you listen to, this is the new Future, this is fire, and then someone tells you Designer, you're like, who the fuck is Designer? You know what I'm saying? So you're not listening to Designer, even though that's what it says when you go on to Spotify. You click that button, it says a new track by Designer.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, you listening to Future. You get what I'm saying? And then for me, how I feel is like, because everybody's like, this shit sound like Future. Again, when I'm done listening to this Future song that's not by Future, I'm gonna go listen to some more Future. Because if I don't want the copy, if I can listen to the original, you get what I'm saying. But that's just me personally. That's just how I feel, and that's funny because Logic. You guys know Logic, right? Logic the rapper. So Logic for me, I've only listened to one album by Logic, and the album was a 9.5 out of 10 for me upon first listen, right? But I would never listen to it again. I would never listen to him again because throughout the entire fucking album, all I thought, this sound like Kendrick. This sound like Kendrick. This sound like Kendrick. I'm like, I can bump Good Kid, Mad City. I don't need this shit, and I'm gonna bump Good Kid, Mad. You know why? Because you got me thinking, shit, I really fucking love Kendrick. Let me go bump some Kendrick. I don't need Logic off that because if Logic is not his own person, then I don't need to be listening to him because I can listen to the other person. Because but I'm a weird guy. I got like I'm obsessive compulsive, but I won't say I have a disorder because it doesn't impact my life. Because even on my Instagram scrolling and you see those little meme pages and shit, if they credit the person, I don't like the meme page. I go to that person's page and I like that one because that's just the type of that's just what I do, right? I like to go to the start. Even when I'm listening to new shows, new podcasts, whatever, I always start from new episode 1 and work my way back.
Most people didn't do that, Most people, the 6 Buzz post something. click, follow 6 Buzz.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably one of those people. Like I see something, I'm like, these guys are just keep throwing out content like this. I'll follow them as long as they keep pushing shit like this,
Yeah.
But you should really be following
the source, exactly. Because that's just my vibe. Like I just feel like, because if I like this content and this person didn't make this content, he just copied someone else. Why would I not just go to that person? You get what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
But then you come back to what if it's just a one-hit wonder? What if that person just made that one meme?
One song?
That one meme.
Then it is what it is. I tried. Okay, and then this. Okay. So let's talk about
Drizzy. Just go.
Let's talk about Drizzy. How y'all feel about the concept that Drake is a culture vulture? How do you feel about that?
Sorry, he's a what?
Culture vulture.
Explain what you mean by that.
So culture vulture, people have said that Drake just hops on waves. Like whatever's hot in the culture at the moment, he just hops on it, right? So like people say that when he did like his Caribbean music, and then when he goes does music with all these up and coming people like. You remember Tuesday? Got the club going.
Yeah.
Like when he did McConan and all these other people, right? They're like, Drake is stealing their shine. Drake is doing all these things, right?
I love that question. I don't think it's Drake issue. It's more of a North American issue, particularly Canadian. Because that's how I used to feel about Drake quite a bit.
That he was a culture vulture?
Well, that's kind of what I used to think, yeah. Because I don't know shit about the cultures, right? I'm like, this man's trying to talk about, I don't know, fucking like all the Caribbean people, he's rapping about that shit, rapping about this other shit some of the time, but it's more so that's just how Canadian culture is. A lot of people that I've met, I mean you probably disagree with me on that, but a lot of Caribbean people that I've seen over here, who grew up over here, they're a lot different to you are. They are always the ones that are, I wouldn't say majority of them, but quite a lot of them are jumping on from culture to culture. Everyone, even the people, like for example me, my background is Indian. I've lived in New Zealand. Like even for me, I'm jumping from culture to culture now. Out of Canada, it's just kind of like that. That's the vibe that I get to it. But yeah, first I used to think a lot about Drake was like that.
See,
Interesting. I like what you said.
I wouldn't say Canada as a whole. I'm gonna say Toronto.
Toronto.
Okay.
Right? I'm gonna bring it back to Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, because what we're doing here is highlighting the people of Toronto, i.e. you today. But you know, Toronto as a whole, you know, I wouldn't say it's a culture vulture kind of culture. You know, it's more so like there's so many people from so many different backgrounds that come together. You know, and if I'm hanging around, like, you know, if I grew up in Rexdale or Scarborough, you know, and most of my friends are from the Caribbean, you know, I'm gonna adopt that culture because that's just my group of people I'm with. You know, if I'm living in Markham, you know, and I have a bunch of, you know, whether it's Chinese, Vietnamese, or Japanese, or, you know, anyone from the Asian culture, you're gonna take on more Asian cultural dominant traits.
Yes.
You know, anywhere that you live, but that's what Toronto is. You know, it's just a complete. It's just it's just a mosaic of cultures that come together at random spots. Depending on where you live, is the culture that you pick up, and every day, you know, there's a new culture that's being highlighted.
It's a double-edged sword, yeah, because people think that Toronto, like Toronto in itself, sure, you could look at it from that bad point of view, but think about it from a good point of view. So many, like, Toronto is exactly what a multicultural city should look like. That, like, there's you, there's me, there's Moed and fucking Mahad, all these people here, and I feel like that's what makes Toronto.
Yeah, like some of my buddies, like good friends, I've like they're from like the Arab world, you know, from Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, you know, Lebanon, and when I hang out with them, I've noticed myself take on their own traits, the way they speak, the way they say certain words. You know, it's just because you hang around that and you hear it so much, and it's not that you want to be like them. It's just it just comes naturally.
That's the social aspect of humanity,
right? I've seen people that have gone off to like England. You know, they're in London for a year. They come back, they have the accent. I'm like, you're not from England. Why you have the accent? You know, it's just. It just comes out naturally for some people, you know. It's just, it's not that they're trying. Like maybe some people might be trying, you know. You know, like eh. You know, like there's points where people put it in as like a comedic thing, or you know, it's just, you know, I gotta fit in. You know, but I feel like for the most part, it's just it comes out like that. It's just you adapt. You know, it's just the human biology. You know, if you think we evolved through adopting different traits to survive.
100%.
Do you think is that the reason why people segregate Toronto from like other GTA places?
Because, you leave the GTA.
Well, now that you're mentioning that, I feel like a lot of Brampton bands. That's what they try to do. They try to fit in. They try to act like people from Toronto, but it's just like it's not.
But arguably, just as a point, the GTA is the GTA for a reason, right? True. So I feel like Brampton. I personally, again, being because how long have you lived in Toronto?
I'm in 2 years, man.
2 years. That's interesting. So maybe you'll relate to what I'm saying. So for me personally, I view Toronto, Brampton, as all these spots to be typically one and the same because the GTA there's so much transitioning from one spot to the other because we're downtown Toronto right now. Fuck it, let's go to Saga, let's go to Brand. Like people be moving between cities all the time, so obviously cultural transference is gonna happen, right? And I feel like obviously the core of it is I didn't even Scarborough to Scarborough's. I don't know. I don't know the guidelines of what is Toronto, what fucking is it? Because I live in North York, but it says North York is city, but then niggas gonna say North York, Toronto. I don't know what's happening, but the point is Toronto. I don't know where the boundaries are, right? But there's definitely some intermingling, and again. The dominant culture that I found in the GTA is the Caribbean thing, but because they're everywhere, so they're gonna be in North York, they're gonna be in Scarborough, they're gonna be in Mississauga, they're gonna be, and then so that shit just branches out. You get what I'm saying? So it creates the culture of the GTA. I won't just call it Toronto only because I feel like the GTA is the GTA for a reason because it does definitely reflect those kind of things. And to be honest, the place that they call downtown, which is where we are right now, the actual downtown core. I don't find that culture here as much because for me, when I come down here, and I could be wrong, it feels very white here. You get what I'm saying? Because
right at the core, it is. You know, at the core, it's very I don't know if it's not gentrified, but it's just very
white dominant.
It's just dominant because Bay Street area, you know, that whole area. But you know, we're on Church, right? The Church in Queen. You go a little bit north, you're gonna hit the gay village. That's a completely different culture. Right? You go east towards Cabbagetown. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother culture. You go all the way down Queen West,
Chinatown.
right? Chinatown, like. You just have to move out of that dense core, right outside of Bay Street, and then that's where the culture is. But at Bay Street, everything is just.
It seems to be.
It's about money. You know? It's money. It's money center. So,
bro, we could talk about so many things. We just talked.
I know. Yeah, I see your eyes just lit up.
Serious. Fuck, I wanted to say something. So my whole point is, everything we just discussed. Just think about it from the perspective of the world, right? What is the unifying thing in the world right now? The internet. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you see, just like how you said, I can go outside and you hang with your Arab people, right? And you can hang with let's say your neighborhood's Vietnamese, you whatever, that culture. Imagine if you had every single culture literally at your fingertips. You get what I'm saying? Which we do. This is what the 100%. Internet, that is what smartphones, and that's what these laptops enable us to do, right? So, and this is another point. Let's just get it back specifically to Drake. Bro, if I'm the number one, I want to say rapper, but number one musician in the world, or top 3
He is number one musician.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to come out biased, because niggas think I'm on Drake's heavy.
No, he 100% is.
I think so.
Not because I just like him and like his music. You know, there's some songs that he isn't great at, but it's just speaking specifically of numbers and stats. He 100% is.
Yes.
You know,
100%.
Without a doubt. He's worldwide. Like, Drake could go anywhere in the world. He'll probably be recognized as much as the Coca-Cola symbol.
Facts.
You know?
Yes.
If you're recognized that much, like,
Come
you
on,
know.
you gotta.
I don't think Kendrick Lamar is going to be known everywhere.
As
you know?
No, because he
to
does
be
not
honest, I don't even remember Kendrick Lamar's face.
That's super funny.
You know?
But it makes sense because he's a rapper. He's a hardcore rapper.
Right.
Person,
and I love his music.
Yes.
I love
his music. His presence isn't felt like that. That's
exactly.
what I'm trying to say.
Like, because Drake's got the Raptors, he's got the music, he's got the logos, he's got the brand, he's got everything.
The brand is the key.
That's what it is. It's that brand.
So my point is, if I'm the number one musician in the world, right, and I'm chilling on the internet because everybody uses the internet because the internet is life. So I'm chilling. I'm going through my shit. I'm a musician. I'm plugged into the music world. You get what I'm saying? So my point is, I'm chilling. Some little kid in Atlanta, he drops a song. Oh shit, it's getting a little buzz in Atlanta. Oh, I like this song.
Yeah.
What? So Drake, arguably being the number one musician in the world, arguably makes good music, right? If I make good music and you make good music, why don't we come together and make good music together? Why would I not want that? You get what I'm saying?
True.
So if I'm Drake, and again, I'm just looking at it from my perspective because this is how I would do it, because I like music. You get what I'm saying? And if I feel like I could compliment someone or they could compliment me and push us both to higher heights, why would I not want that for myself? So I go to Atlanta, I do a song with this young person. Let's say McCona, right? He does his remix of Tuesday, right? Now everyone knows who the fuck is I Love McConan. He's doing a song with Drake. That's cool, but it's an I Love McConan song. So you click it, it goes to him. So you click, oh, who's this? You know what happens when you click on I Love McConan? Outside of Tuesday, he makes garbage. So why the fuck am I gonna stick with you? Why am I gonna become a fan of you if your only one good song is a song with Drake? You get what I'm saying? That means not fuck. I'm not fucking with that. I'm sorry. Okay, next. So my point is, if you, and this is my point earlier, I think we were talking off mic, where I was saying, if you make music and you're consistent in the music that you make, there would be Drake doing a song with you is not gonna culture vulture. It's not gonna hop on a wave or steal a vibe or whatever. You know what? Because if Drake hops on your song, arguably you made that wave. You made that song. So if you can, you should be able to keep that wave going. You get what I'm saying? Drake has done songs with so many other people, but people aren't gonna talk about the people that actually benefit from the exposure that Drake brings. They're gonna talk about the people that didn't make it. Oh, they're one-hit wonders. There's one-hit wonders every fucking day.
But why do people struggle after that, though? Is it the fact that they try and tailor the music to Drake?
No, because they're garbage. I'm telling you, like you can if you're inconsistent in your music, bro, it's clear. You get what I'm saying? Because this is the funny thing, because people shit on Drake. What a Time to Be Alive. You know that mixtape that him and Future put out, right?
Yeah.
Even if you didn't listen to it, you know about it. So I think it's a fucking good mixtape. So people are like, Drake is jumping on the Future wave, blah blah blah. My guy, in 2008, Drake is on a song with Future. 2008, 2009. That's 10 fucking years ago. Future wasn't shit 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Future wasn't a
so. What are you saying to me? And then also even the Jamaican thing, bro. If you go back to Thank Me Later, you remember the song? Fuck, what was the song? Thank Me Later. Fuck, bro. I'm drawing a goddamn blank.
No, that's just
pull up the.
Hit me with the lyric.
Fuck, what was this song? Dog, if I could remember any lyric, I would remember. I would remember. Let me look it up right now. Let's not try to create any dead air. Find Your Love.
Okay. Yeah.
Find Your Love. That was a big fucking song. You better find your love. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone loved that song.
And you know where that video was shot? The video was shot in Jamaica. You know who was starring? Movado, who's one of the biggest dancehall stars in dancehall currently and back then too. So I'm saying Drake has been consistent. So I'm just confused why everyone is saying he's hopping on waves and he's doing all these things. Drake has made it adamant. He used to go to Houston, Texas to visit his father. His father's from the South. Like Houston, he blew up in Houston. So people are going to say, why does he sound like he's from Houston? Why does he sound like he's... Nigga, some of his tentative years were made in Houston. Clearly he's going to have some impact on him. Because again, as human beings, we're sponges. We just take in things.
We take in things. We adopt. We adapt to survive.
And again, it sounds like I'm on Drake's dick heavy, but for me, it's just my mind works. People make arguments, or they say things, and I think about what they're saying. And if it doesn't make sense, it don't make sense to me. And it never made sense to me. You get what I'm saying? Drake is from Toronto, my guy. Toronto. How you gonna complain about this man's using Jamaican and these lingos, bro? You go walk on, like niggas say these things, walk on. They say and all these other slangs from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they might not use it right, but it is what it is. They use these slangs. You get what I'm saying?
You just reminded me of something. I have a little 10-year-old cousin. Okay, we were eating pizza at my cousin's house, and he comes out running out, and we're talking about the story. But like someone that didn't come over somewhere. Okay, I can't remember the exact specifics of the story. He says this. He's like, "Why didn't you guys just yaga the Ute?" 10-year-old brown kid. Yes. He's like, "Why didn't you just yaga the Ute?" Exactly. I'm just like, I was shook. I was like, I couldn't stop laughing. But like, it's exactly that, you know.
My point, bro. Like that's just you. Like that's just a thing.
People adopt, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and yaga is an American thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so are you gonna say that little boy is a fucking culture vulture? This nigga grew up on the goddamn internet, bro. These are the things you're exposed to because we have so much access now, and I think it's just a slow to. I think it's older people that are maybe just fucking stupid people. I don't have the answer for it, but people are just really not taking it, and they're not like what I did. They're not going to the source. You get what I'm saying? They're not clicking that link to see what is really happening. They're just taking it in. Oh, because he called him a culture vulture, he must be a fucking culture vulture. That's so stupid. Like people just need to just think. Just a modicum of thought, and you be like, where is he from? What has he been through? Why does he? You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga been doing all these things. So ends my Drake rant. Again, I'll hop off his penis for a second. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that's all I can say on the matter. Anywho,
people just want to tear down someone that they can. You know, that's all they want to do.
That's a big part.
If you have success, you're gonna have people that are gonna try to tear you down. They're gonna, you know, even if you got a modicum of success, you know? You're like, you're shit. Yes. You suck. You're this. You're that. You're doing this. You're doing that, you know?
100%.
This man gets shit for everything, bro. Raptors lose, he gets shit.
Yeah,
right?
Like, you do anything, you're going to get shit from anyone.
Bro.
You
they're
know?
winning. People like, they're going to lose. Why are you cheering on them? They're going to lose the Golden State. Let this nigga be who he wants to be. Like, be happy, bro.
Yeah.
They lose. Drake didn't do
well. Milwaukee Bucks coach. If their team can't play with Drake yelling on the sideline, giving Nurse a little massage in between, you know, it ain't a problem with Drake. It's a problem with you and your team.
You know what I'm saying?
Need
What's
to
the
fix
problem?
up. You know?
I don't even follow sports like that, but I'm saying it's like I've seen the little commotion. I think, bro, so you're telling me just because Drake on the sidelines, you're hearing him distinctly over all the crowd yelling? Come on, my nigga, that's the fucking great. You can't play ball with noise? Is that what you say? Professional NBA players cannot play with noise. What are you talking about right now,
How many times have mans on the sidelines have been saying shit?
Screaming,
you know?
not
just
throwing things, my guy. Come on, bruh. Niggas are wild. I can't deal with that shit.
You know why? They can't handle the Raptors' defense, baby. They can't handle the Raptors' defense locking down Giannis. Giannis can't do anything with Kawhi on him. Jeez. I love Kawhi. Kawhi is king. God.
I'm happy.
That's another thing, though. See how people quickly turned on Kawhi as well? Like, it was a very... it's a very controversial pickup, like right at the start of the season.
Oh yeah, everyone.
I remember people were mad about it. Now everybody love this nigga. Yeah, that's why the opinions of people should not fucking matter because people have no opinion.
Yeah.
People regurgitate what they're told a majority of time. It's that's why it's leaders are very few, but you know what? They have a lot of followers.
There's a lot of sheep, man.
Facts. So why? Because they do what they're fucking told. It is very funny. That's all I have to say on the matter. Again, I don't follow sports, and the next name you said, Giannis, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't even know Kawhi, because that nigga all up on 6 buzz. So, I don't follow sports, and people give me shit for it. And also, people always assume I love basketball, but I wonder why. I wonder why. Niggas really think I love basketball.
Low-key, he loves hockey.
That'd be joke. That would be mad funny.
That would be something, man.
But you gotta say, though, like, if Raptors do make it to the finals, which we all hope they do.
They are making it to the finals.
They are.
Not a hope.
Not a hope.
They are.
Okay, my bad. But say in a perfect world, they win it as well. That puts Toronto out there. That helps people in Toronto as well.
Yeah, 100%.
That helps your music as well.
It would help because it puts the name to the Toronto. He's from Toronto. Everybody knows Toronto.
And you can start rapping about it after that.
That's funny. I can't do that again because it's not authentic to me because I don't know anything about fucking sports, bro. Literally zero. I don't know nothing. I don't know the rules. The realistic. I just know shoot. Double dribble, all these other things.
That would become part of your culture, though. It's like that would be a memory that will, because you're part of it.
You are Toronto.
Yeah, but you see, just you
and
can
it's just
choose.
the same thing with like you can say Drake culture vulture, but like that thing will affect you. That you may add that into your music as well. So it's just like you
can throw a line in,
Probably not. Like I said, like for me, because I'm a weird guy, man. When it comes to authenticity, it's a very weird thing. But for me, it wouldn't feel authentic. It would feel like pandering. I don't like pandering. I like to be me. You get what I'm saying? And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's just what it is. I don't like pandering.
And that's one thing I've always respected about Kamar. Our friendship is an enigma. It doesn't make sense. We're two very different people.
Indeed.
Completely opposite sides of the spectrum. But what I love about you, and I think what our friendships has always been, is that authenticity that you bring.
Yeah, man.
You don't lay down any, like even in classes that we were in together, you would fight with the TA. He would legit fight with her about the use of the N-word. You would like she'd be like, no one could say it. Even for black people, like, no one should be saying it. And, like, you just went off. I had the video on my old phone.
That was funny.
I can't.
Oh, my God. Was it the Lawrence class?
Yeah, it was Lawrence class.
That was mad. Because she got mad that I said...
She got mad at you for saying, like, no, why does it matter?
I don't think it was that. It wasn't even that time. It was the other time. It was about the Aboriginal people.
Oh, then there was a time about colonialism that you guys...
I said, yo...
Just clashing.
She got mad, though, but I'm saying, yo, what's it?
Right, hour 15.
It's fun. You guys gonna cut it up?
Oh, we can keep going.
We'll see. Man. So listen, again, we could go to real topics from all this frivolous shit about music and shit. We could talk about colonialism. Listen, how y'all feel about colonialism? And specifically, let's say you're Aboriginal people. How you feel about it? And let me frame the question.
I can be happy. Well, because if you think about it, like...
Can we pause? I need to go piss. You're just gonna keep it and then cut the silence?
No, me and Vic will start talking, man.
Alright, y'all niggas do.
Yeah, the washroom right there. The washroom's right there.
Shit, for real though, I was looking for the washroom for the past half an hour.
No, I didn't need to use the washroom as well.
No, I know where it is. I'm just like, because when I went to grab your charger, I'm like, where the fuck is the washroom? And I just couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, so there's one washroom in Mahad's room.
Yeah, there's one. What do you mean? There's one here. I swear.
Bro, I thought there was a fucking like closet or some shit. Like I'm like, okay, well I'm not entering this. I've never seen it open.
My house is your house, buddy.
Oh, for real? I'm living here now.
And the people that don't realize where we're filming in my condo.
Shit, I actually want to see if the camera's still alive because we've been going on for an hour straight.
We have, I have no idea if the video will come out clear, but audio. We got tons of audio.
Yeah. I'm actually fucking loving this.
And podcast day 1, this is not bad. I'm not going to say this is the cleanest version of a podcast it can be, but hey, one step at a time.
Imagine not doing it, man. Imagine.
That's it. Most people, they talk about it and they don't do it. The first step is to just take the leap of faith.
Because when you messaged me, if I would just told you, no, I'm busy with this shit, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, no, it was actually kind of crazy. If you want to use the washroom, I'll talk to Kamara.
I'm good, man. The moment's gone.
Oh, okay, but like,
Camera's off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There we go. It is dead now.
I guess whatever video that we have, we'll just splice it in and work it in, man. We'll figure it out.
I estimated it to be about an hour at least. So I guess that was it.
Whatever, man. That's cool. But what we were just talking about is just.
I got it. The piss cleared my mind. So let me tell you.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Well,
I apologize. I hope I'm not fucking up any flow. Listen.
that's okay.
I changed my mind.
Kamar.
How do you feel about Aboriginal people's current plight to regain land? That was what we were talking about in the class. And to this day, I still cannot fathom her point.
And what was her point? I don't remember.
Yeah,
now.
what was the point?
Her point was that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. I just know that she wanted, or at least maybe I'm projecting my views on like very liberal-minded people. It's the sense of she wanted them to get the land back.
See, that is funny because when we first started talking about starting a podcast, him and I actually talked about it. That people don't you can't just be on one side of the spectrum. Like, there's a big problem if you're really just, like, I get the whole...
liberal versus conservative.
Right, I get it, and sure.
It's a balancing act. That's what it needs to be.
Like, I'm all for it if Aboriginal people want their land back. Like, how the fuck do you... Like, okay, let's think of it from a logical point of view.
And they don't do that.
Because I feel like a lot of shit too. Like, I'd like to fucking be a millionaire, but, you know, it's like you have to think of it from logic. You have to think of it from the fact that, sure, people took their land away. I get it. But it's also been gone for over 100 years now. So how do you try to bring that back into it? You have to start, like, all these questions just come up, and
Yes.
It's a hard topic.
Is it? Oh shit! Is it?
It is because like.
it's fucking sarcasm right
Yeah,
there.
I know it is sarcasm.
Yo, I'm ready to go, my nigga. Like I love talking to people about things because it's like because people like to be PC, politically correct about things, whereas I do sometimes, but it's not my default. So my question is, bro, why is it difficult? I think the answer is that no one wants to hear. Niggas need to get over it. I'm sorry. Oh no, it's fucked up. Let me tell you the truth. They need to. They don't pay taxes, right? They get free university, right?
There's stipulations in between all this.
And I need the details.
What's the saying? Something in the details?
Devil's in the details.
The devil's in the details.
Yes.
I don't remember all the details. I remember I was in a Aboriginal sensitivity training class.
I like that.
It was part of a training when I was with York, when I was working with them. And it was taught by an Aboriginal lady, too. And there's I can't remember the stipulations, to be honest. I don't remember. But like that free university, it's not free technically. Like there's
what do they have to pay?
I don't know if that's something that they pay or that there's some things that they have to do. I can't.
I feel like, can we pause this and look it up?
We can look it up now. We can look it up now. Like,
Alright, I would love to look it up. But no, it's just because of the dead air. I didn't want to create. You want to just
we can
cut it after?
Okay.
No,
keep talking.
We
Alright, so until we get that info, someone's looking it up.
I'll look it up right now. Yeah.
Because, alright, let's just go off what I know right now. So it's, the title is free education. So they get free university, they get all these things, right? I'm like, bro, to me personally, that is the best you're gonna get. You know why? Because there's so many other civilizations, so many different groups of people that were wiped out completely. That's not. I'm not even there. I'm starting from the far extreme, where there's people that were wiped out completely. There's no claim to things in this day and age. Cause you got the Maya, you got the Aztec, you got all these people. The Spaniards came over to Central and South America and wiped these fucking people out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not advocating, obviously, for the death of these people, but I'm saying they could have died. Like they could have been completely wiped out.
Oh, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? And they got gypped, definitely. They had a contract. These niggas say fuck you, and then they took the land. You get what I'm saying? At some point, you gotta say I took the L. I gotta move on. That's just how I feel personally. But people disagree and say people have to fight for things. But I just don't know what they're fighting for because I'm sorry, York is on. They say York is on Aboriginal land, right? You think York University is gonna say, all right, let's demolish the school and build and give these people these things back? No, there's money to be made. I'm sorry, it's over. There's no, and it's not even, bro. There's no compromising that because they're not gonna give up their property to these people. So for me, it's just I don't understand.
Okay, here it is. Okay, first of all, you need to be registered you need to have a status card carrying, like an Indian and Northern Affairs Canada certificate of Indian status.
Makes sense.
Not all Indigenous people in Canada can get that.
Why?
If you're an Inuit or a Métis, you do not have a status card because they are not, quotation marks, Indian as defined by the Indian Act, or at least not yet. This is also from CBC that I'm reading this from. Okay. Some of us don't pay income taxes. In order to benefit from not paying income tax, you have to live and work on a reserve. Okay, and you have to have the status Indian, or if you are a status Indian,
that makes sense to me.
Now, but the free university. So what it says, each band meaning like tribe, right? Gets a certain amount of money each year for post-secondary education. It doesn't equate into enough for everyone who wants to attend. Also, you can't just show up at the band office asking for funding. There are hoops that they're saying. So there's no guarantee you'll get funding from year to year. So basically, there's a lot of money.
Things
so it's basically a bursary, or like a pool of money.
Yeah, it is a pool of money.
And like how much of it,
how much are they getting, etc. But we don't know. I don't know.
We don't know how much that they're getting, how many people want to go to university. So it's not all free university.
I guess I can kind of relate to your point where you're getting at. Not like I've been through any of that.
Yeah.
It's just like, not against Aboriginal status. I don't understand shit about Canada's Indian status or anything. But some people take it as hate speech. It is not. And second, it's just that I think people, where the whole thing comes from, is that people feel like that they're going to get forgotten. Because you're right that some cultures have died. And that's going to continue to happen. But whether it's the natural cause of things, I don't necessarily know that is. I think they should really focus on getting the Indian status noticed rather than just a fucking Indian card or be like, okay, well, this person is Indian or Aboriginal. They should be more so, let's introduce their culture out like all the other cultures already out there. I feel like that might help.
You say integration?
Yeah.
Versus the segregation that they're trying for? I mean, I agree to a point, but I feel like segregation for downtrodden groups in society is necessary because I'm about to say something funny. It's when I think of things like that, I think of like Jewish people, right? Jewish people, the very state segregation, like they tend to stick to themselves, right? I'm not speaking for everybody,
It's
but
very generalized.
I'm not speaking for all of them, but I'm saying, but typically, fuck you, come on, nigga. Jewish people tend to stick with Jewish people.
So do Indians, man. Indians are the same.
My point. I am
way.
not. I'm just but I'm talking. The reason I bring them up is in terms of the success. So for me, a group of people.
Right.
Have not been through as much because Jewish people been through a fucking lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but they bounce back because of their habits. You know what I mean? So they stick together. So let's say out there was a Jewish, you get money, you have money, boom, you got a business. I'm gonna go to you. I'm gonna tell you to go to you, and then everybody thriving because everybody's benefiting from you having that business because you get that business. Then when you make your profit, you're gonna put it back into the community. So now you get a business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just talking about segregation from the general populace in that way in terms of. Jewish people tend to group together.
So let me try to clear up what you're trying to say here. You're saying if you're a marginalized population, work within that group that is marginalized
to build yourself
grow
up.
together as one,
and then
to help fight off the marginalized to eventually stave off from being segregated to integrated.
Yes.
That's right. Do you think Indian people do that though? I don't think so.
That's my point. That's my point.
Indian people, we tear each other down. We 100% tear. Bro,
just like black people, this is food. So that's why I use that group as my example. But that's why I say segregate because other groups tend to integrate more. Even if like let's say Indian people want, let's say more traditional parents want their kids to marry other Indian girls and that whatever they all want Indian people, right?
Most Indian families. are like that.
But that's, to me personally, from my observation, and I don't know, but not just specific to Indian people, but a lot of different groups, that tends to be where they want. That's the end of their traditional thing. Lies. You know what's do it? Asian people always stick together. There was their businesses and their groups, and because that's why you always got a Chinatown in every fucking city.
We got Chinatown, you got a little Italy, little Portugal.
That's
a little different though.
I guess from the outside, it always looks like Asian people or Chinese people. They're always like backing each other up. There are a crew of them.
Yes.
With Indian people, it's not. It's just,
no, I don't understand why. It might be because
I don't get it either. Why groups are good?
it's definitely okay. So this is what my understanding of it is. It's more of a cultural thing. When the Brits left, they fucking divided the entire country.
yeah, it was pure division.
That's it. The Sikhs, they felt like they were protecting the community or whatever. But not only were they doing that, they're just fucking going around. Like, I could be wrong, by the way, because I know we're talking here.
Yeah.
But from what I understand is that they were going around fucking killing everyone.
The Sikhs?
Or at least like some part of it, like certain part of it. Or
the Sikhs were killing each other?
No, killing the other sort of like...
Oh, like the Hindus and all that?
Right, that's kind of what I...
That same shit happened to us, the Hindus came and killed the Sikhs.
Right, exactly.
Then there was Muslim versus the Hindus, it was just basically...
Everyone's fighting each other.
Yeah, everyone was fighting each other.
Brits ruled there for like 200 fucking years. Because they're like, okay, well, fuck these people up.
Unity. Unity is our stronger.
What they did... No, I'll tell you a little story. What they did... When the Brits came into India, they basically... Because we were all... Pakistan, India was one at that time, right? Of course, there's a divide between the Muslims and the Hindus, right? Because of religion. The Sikhs and the Muslims, I think, for the most part, were okay. My Indian history isn't fully there. I do not claim to be an Indian master, know the history of India.
Yeah.
So I might be wrong. But what happened is when the Brits came in, they separated Punjab, right, where most of the Sikhs lived, right, in between India and Pakistan. So Punjab is now split into two. And then they split all the other regions of India up into smaller regions, right, governed by different people, so that the Indian people couldn't rise up and unite. So what it did, splitting everyone off would cause, division. It would create, we care about this. Oh, but we care about this.
Yeah.
People cared about different things. There would be no unity. Thus, no one could rise up against the Brits and fight them off.
And it was that. Then I guess the Sikhs, they wanted their own state as well, or they wanted their own country rather. And we're talking about like extremist people, right? And but it turns out they influence a lot, like a huge part of that particular area. You look at like North India was like Kashmir, with like Pakistan and India fighting over that.
Yeah, Kashmir.
It's almost like it's almost the same as where Israel and Palestine are fighting each other, right?
No, that one. Oh my god! I want to say I talk about the Aboriginal people because I was gonna bring that into.
Okay, so I will let you bring that into.
We'll circle around.
But yeah, I mean with the Indian people, and what bothers me so fucking much is that a lot of like these Muslim actors and like Bollywood actors in India, right? Because my parents fucking follow politics quite a bit. They talk about how there is a lot of segregation and they're like these people look down on Muslims, and I think that's like a big issue just around the world altogether, not just there. And they literally prove that person's point by saying, no, fuck you, all Muslims are X. And that to me doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, there's nationalism and just kind of like Indian people don't get along with each other, but the moment you talk shit about India itself, and everyone's like, fuck you. And it's like it's just India as a whole is just fucking weird. Yeah. And then of course you get Pakistan, and then I was gonna talk something about Israel, but I think I'll let you go on that.
No, I'm just. How do you? What did you say? What were you gonna say about it actually?
Fuck, what was I gonna say about it? I had so many things to say about it.
I've been there, man. But, these brain farts be all over the place. But I'm just alright. So just to come back. So when you're a disenfranchised member of society, I guess we can all agree that it's better to unite than to be separate. So again, to your point of the integration versus segregation in terms of like Aboriginal people, right? I just feel like again, they're suffering a lot of issues. You get what I'm saying? Clearly, because people talk about the alcoholism and just the societal the indignities that they face. So
the social conditions that they live in, man, is actually.
See, my question is,
bad.
who did that? Who did that? Did the government give them these places shitty, or did they make it shitty? Because unfortunately, I'm not one of these people. I do not baby individuals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As people, we're all responsible for ourselves. You get what I'm saying? There are always socio-historical factors playing a part in certain things. But bro, who you gonna blame if I give you land and then you turn this land into shit?
But if you're not given the right tools,
what are the tools?
Like, no, like I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, obviously,
here, right?
I know, I understand.
If these white people from Europe come, rape your women, take your children, fuck you up mentally really well. That's been shown through studies that it's been generationally passed on, right? Doesn't that have some sort of effect
It's
or
socio-historical.
Right.
There's definitely socio-historical context. But again, I'm black, so I understand extremely well about the impacts of European people coming and raping your women, taking your kids, all these other things completely. You get what I'm saying? But my view is the same for black people, right? Whether it's Jamaica, whether it's North America, because at some point you have to take responsibility. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say the socio-historical impacts of slavery and redlining and all these other racist institutions perpetuated by private institutions and also public institutions. I'm not gonna say they don't have an impact.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But at some point, my guy, for progress, you have to move on. Like, it's not a question. There's no way for you to progress by holding to the same belief structures from the past. You get what I'm saying?
Isn't this point exactly what Kanye was trying to make at that point when he said slavery
was a choice?
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
I will not agree with that. Slavery was not a choice.
It wasn't a choice. I'm not getting to that.
No, I understand completely. Yo, it's funny because me as a person, it's funny because people get mad at Kanye all the time, but it's like, it's because they get mad superficially, or at least maybe I'm trying too hard to pick sense out of the nonsense. You get what I'm saying? So when Kanye says slavery was a choice,
I mean, that's fucking dumb. Like, sorry, go on.
It's a very interesting statement to make because because it was right back down to generationally. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a first. How do I view this? How do I say this right? So for me personally, if I've known freedom and someone wants to enslave me, to be frank about it, I'm gonna kill myself before I continue being a slave.
Or you're gonna die fighting to get free.
Facts. You get what I'm saying? There's no. So to say slavery was a choice, I feel like at some point you gotta, like, it's always a choice. There's always, like, people say they had no choice. There's always a choice. You just don't like the consequence of that choice. You feel like it's more worth it to do this. And I'm not gonna say slavery as an institution, to me, generationally, makes perfect sense why because if you're I was born a slave. In my mind, that's all I am. You get what I'm saying? But my father knows freedom. He knows the taste of being able to leave your home and go do your whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? So for them, I will agree in that part that that's definitely a choice because I'm not bringing children forward. But that's not a thing I'm doing into this condition.
In that sense, then they value life over death.
Point. Yeah, and that's a choice they made.
But that's a human instinct. No one.
And I'm not blaming them. The statement is not invalidated by the weight of the decision. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Choice is a choice. But again, I view things very plainly. I'm a very pragmatic individual. So you coming to me, you made a choice. No, I didn't make a choice. Because if I didn't do it, I was going to die. Oh, so you chose to live. There's no way you can argue your way out of it. You get what I'm saying? A choice is a choice. And again, I'm trying to say when someone says slavery is a choice, I'm saying initially I would agree because these people chose to be slaves and they chose to damn their kids to the life of slavery. You get what I'm saying? But
versus fighting back.
But that is not to say, because even in slavery, people were born that said, "Oh, I'm not about this institution," and then they fought back too.
Right.
But even when people were fighting back, there were other people not fighting back. So there are people always choosing to be saved. Like, it's just a fact. You get what I'm saying? Even though the fact that there are people fighting implies that there's choices being made. Right. And it's not, you can't just blame it all on a mindset, because if there are people within that group that are making the choice to not conform to what they're supposed to do, clearly there's a way for these other people to do it too. And people are different, and some people are stronger than others. That doesn't change, your strength doesn't change your choice. I'm sorry. The choice is you chose to be a slave because it's easier, or it's what I know, or it's whatever your reasons for that choice is. That's a choice made.
And
you get what I'm saying?
I feel like for the sake of progression, you should, of course, not forget about that, but move on.
Move on. Yes, you have to. Like
whether or not you get help from the government or not, whether you get.
See, bro, you got it. Again, this is all boiling back down to my whole view on humanity as a whole. Because people like to, oh my God, I think it was you and Donnie I was talking to about people. Yeah, I feel like it was all of you. Because I was saying human beings are, y'all niggas were saying they're not animals for some reason. And like my belief structure is human beings. Just because, look at the skyscraper, look at all these nice.
I would agree.
things.
We are animals.
Yeah.
We are animals.
Do you think this is what Jewish people did? They just moved on from all the shit that happened? Because these guys are fucking like.
Did they move? I mean,
I would
clearly
say,
not. They didn't move on.
Yes,
they didn't dwell. They didn't dwell. That was the point I'm trying to make. They didn't dwell because they were feeling the feelings of loss because the Holocaust was a huge blow to them as a culture. You get what I'm saying?
So it's complete genocide on the people.
Of the people, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't hold on to that. They weren't. And bro, I'm sorry, but since if you ever read the Bible, which I guess you probably haven't, but have you guys read the Bible? I'm sorry, I apologize. I always group you in. I was group you in. My bad. My bad. I always group you in because of the color of your skin. I apologize.
Sorry, I'll lie.
So, bro, since the inception of Judah, bro, these niggas been through it. They've been slaves by Babylonians. They've been enslaved by Egyptians. They've been enslaved. Yo, nigga, they just been enslaved. They've been through so much shit, but they always rise above it. You know what? They always thrive in every society, and that's another reason why people hate them. But that's what my point is of their inclusivity of their segregation from society, because even from with the recent advent of people like Zion, there's a whole the Zionists saying that Judaism is more than just a religion; it's an ethnic group or whatever. These people, ethnicity. Before we're talking about the ethnicity of Judaism, we're talking about the religion of Judaism, right? And so Judaism, it's we're the chosen people. You get what I'm saying? And they internalize that.
Embody that.
They internalize that and they say, fuck it, we are the chosen people. No matter what society they're in, bro, they just thrive in. Because if we're gonna go back to European society, like pre-Holocaust, these niggas they're in the financial institutions. They're the ones making the money. They're the ones counting the money. They're the ones holding the money. You get what I'm saying? So, and then even when everybody hated them, and people still hate Jews, no matter what the fuck they're gonna say, even though Toronto's like this huge, like there's a lot of Jews here, niggas are very anti-Semitic, and I'm not Jewish, and I've fucking seen it. So imagine being Jewish, and it must feel terrible. You get what I'm saying? But these niggas fucking rise above it, because they fucking balling, my nigga. Like they just and then I'm not trying to be racist to the Jews by saying they balling, my nigga. Objectively, these niggas got money. They got connections. That's just what that is. And it's a stereotype for a reason, because stereotypes stem from reality. Regardless of what the fuck you want to say, stereotypes have some base in reality. Obviously, at some point it becomes hyperbole, but it stemmed in reality. Because these niggas, historically, if you look back at it, they've been around the monies. You get what I'm saying?
So there's a shadow of truth.
There is a shadow. I'm not going to say that fucking every Jew is a rich person, but I'm going to say Jewish people as a whole, they just do their thing. I don't remember why I started talking about this, but I'm going to just end it by saying, listen, the Jews is cool people. Don't kill them. That's all I'm trying to say.
Don't kill anyone, man. Don't kill anyone. Everyone's a cool person. Don't kill operators.
I don't want to say everybody. I'm pro-death a lot of times. But but you can't just generalize and say I'm gonna wipe out the entire people. So the point I'm trying to make is, fuck, I really wish I remember why I brought it up.
We were on the track of Aboriginals being together.
So yeah, just togetherness as a whole, man. The blueprint that I feel like black people and all these other people. Obviously, my bias is black because I'm black, so the black struggle is very much present in my mind. So I just feel like black people need to adopt some of those strategies. You get what I'm saying? Support themselves, create a support system within ourselves before we try to depend on other people, even the government.
Honestly, I see some sense in that. That to me, there is some logic to that.
That might be tricky. I'm not sure how to answer that.
Oh my god.
This nigga asking Siri a lot of questions. Siri, what these niggas talking about?
That was scary. Google going to start talking, man. I think Google's going to take over one day, but that's another topic. 100%. But what I was going to say is, there's sense in a group building each other up first.
Yes.
And then looking outward.
Yes.
To try and build into society. I can see the sense in that. It's just how do you take that blueprint and copy into another?
I remember exactly
culture?
what we were talking about it
I guess
because we
I
were
have a
talking
question,
about.
is that when we look at all these things, right? We're looking at like a few hundred years back, and we feel like that is somehow a really long history.
Oh, I don't.
But it isn't though. Like
really
more people live now than they ever did,
Mm-hmm.
and people. I guess I don't know who. Someone made an argument to me that people are afraid of being forgotten. That more integration would mean less culture and less history.
Sure.
And I guess what's your opinion on that? Like, do you feel like more integration would mean that if we're trying to do that, say we don't do the segregation, we try to adopt the Aboriginals into our culture. Do you think that just goes away?
Well, sorry.
I don't. It's an interesting question because I feel like it boils down to
Because
how
our generation knows that, right? That
Yes.
that there's still segregation, and I'm not sure how many generations will get to see that. But eventually, will come a time where it's just like I don't think it will matter.
See, again, this is a core belief structure I have about humanity as a whole. I feel like any ism that we have is not real. So racism isn't real, and any ism that you might think of, any negative ism, is not real. It's just a symptom of more baser impulses that we have, which is the exemplification of difference. You get what I'm saying? So human beings, if you choose to believe in evolution, like you go back, you just think about like it's an evolutionary advantage to stick with people who are like you. You get what I'm saying? And so when you stick with people who are like you, what does that mean? Typically, unfortunately, I mean it depends on your perspective on what you call unfortunate. It's like that means I'm gonna stick with me, and I'm probably gonna go out, and so if I have less and I see another group that has more resources, right? But I got the numbers, right? I'm gonna go to those people who are different than me and take from them. You get what I'm saying? Feed my people. So the evolutionary advantage is clear, which is why no matter what era or age you're in human history, there's always exemplification of difference because you're gonna do it based on skin color, religion, eye color, hair color. So it don't matter. There's always gonna be some point where human beings as a collective choose to pick on a difference. Because I think my boy because I was talking to him about this, and he said there's an experiment with I think it's blue-haired children or something. Like they did an experiment on blue-haired children. Like they put kids in wigs or whatever the fuck they did. I don't know the details, but it's that the kids with the blue hair and the kids with brown hair, I guess, or whatever the fucking colors were, they grouped together and then they shot on the other kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's always exemplification of difference, and then power. That's always in humanity. Just check. If you look back, any recorded history is always, I'm more powerful than you, and I got people that look like me and act like me, same cultural background. We're gonna exert that power on people who are different. Always. Because it's never been, let's all live peacefully together. Because there's always going to be a warring tribe that tries to do something. Because for me, how I come to my conclusions about my beliefs is, I get it because even right now, you're going to see it. Because even as much as we want to say, we're past violence and we're past this and we're past that, that's garbage to me. I think there's just more ideas of sanctioned violence, and the sanctioned violence for some reason is not viewed as real violence. You get what I'm saying? So because right now there's wars happening, right? There's probably 10 wars happening right now. I can't name them all, but there's definitely 10 wars happening right now. You get what I'm saying? But those wars are not viewed as violence because it's righteous violence, and righteous violence is good. You get what I'm saying? So, and on the other hand too, even the people you're fighting using this righteous violence, but they're the ones using the bad violence. You get what I'm saying? But from the other perspective, let's just use jihadists or people like that as an example. Jihadists feel like their violence is righteous against the imperialist Americans. You get what I'm saying? And they're the ones using bad violence. So I rambled, but the whole point of what I'm trying to say is violence levels, to me personally, has not changed, because violence is as humans are. Like, that's just, violence in humans are what it is. Just like sex is human. Like, all these impulses are human. You get what I'm saying? Right. And so people are going to say, oh, but you as a human being, if someone does something bad that you don't like, even if you think you want to hit them, you don't hit them. And that's the point I'm trying to make. That is the higher thought that we've achieved. My nigga, not everybody everywhere is always going to use violence, but there is a point at which you are going to use violence. There's not, you know what I'm saying? For typical individuals, obviously there's some people higher thresholds for which they can withhold and not react violently. Right? My threshold is a lot lower than other people's. Right? So if anybody in this world was to spit in my face, I'm probably gonna go to jail. That's a fact, because I'm beating the living garbage. I'm beating the shit out of that nigga. There's no question,
Right.
because I can't. That's heights of disrespect. So some niggas, yo, you touch their shoulder, you touch their shoes, like it's just different.
They'll shoot you, they'll stab you.
And then some other people, you can push them, you can spit on them, they're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna take it. You get what I'm saying? But there is a point at which people use violence. So my whole point is, this obviously is a general statement, but violence is inherent in human beings. Because you look at a baby, bro. Look at these little toddlers and shit. They're always wilding out.
I'll agree with you.
Always what you take something from them, they look at you, and then they get so mad, and then they try to stop you. Because that's, bro, to me. And that's pure to me. Like looking at a child, like before all the socializing and all these other aspects that make society. That's their impulse. And them niggas, they grow out of it. No, they just grow to hide it. They grow to lie about it. Like that's for me personally how I feel about society. It's just compounding of delusions and all these other things that say, oh, we're not this or we're not that. But it's a lie.
That Steven Pinker would love you.
Who's that?
Oh, he's from Crim. He's one of the guys that we studied in Danny's fourth year. But Steven Pinker, he's a sociologist.
Nigga, I don't know names.
I know you don't know names. you like to remember the day of.
The day of, right, guys.
The night before.
That's all I needed.
I shit you not. The reason I call this man a genius is because we would study for an exam that would take the rest of the guys and probably other people like 2 weeks. We would hammer for like a week straight. Okay, me and Donnie Lies, we would do 2 days.
Yes.
We would go hard for 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Connor, he would go for a week. For a week and a half, writing notes, highlighters.
Jeez, Connor.
This man, I'd call him like, a day before, but like, so, I would ask him questions like, my man, I don't know shit.
Nothing.
He's like, I haven't even looked at the book. The exam might be in the morning. I'll walk in the morning, I'm like, yo, Kamar, how much you study? He's like, man, I started like 2 a.m. and I studied like 4 hours. This man would get higher marks than me.
No, never that. But I give.
Come on, punishment.
What did I get? I don't know. Bro, I'm a B student. I'm proud of that.
I failed punishment. I failed that exam. Remember how freaked out I was after that exam?
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, I'm failing. This lady lied to us. She lied to me. I was literally outside after the exam in the lecture hall.
Bro.
I was just sitting there. I'm like, this professor lied to me. This class is a punishment. The class was called punishment because we were looking at punishment as a whole in like, the criminal justice system and all that, and like looking at prisons and all that. I'm like, she lied to me. I'm gonna fail. This is it. Like, I've never written an exam so bad in my life. And like, I was out there for 25 minutes, just head down, and just like, and I was like, and like DJ Khaled was like, with like, they don't want us to succeed. I'm like, she don't want me to succeed. She wants to see me fail.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah,
that shit was crazy, but what I was saying, Steven Pinker said exactly the same thing. The innate nature in human beings is that we are violent, but the only reason that violence has declined over the past 500 years, which it has, looking at stats, like looking at number of deaths.
What does that mean? Are you talking about violence? How is that possible?
I'm talking about number of deaths. In terms of
numbers of deaths, that's impossible as well. You're talking about ratio to complete total population. Maybe if that's what you're talking about, that's a different statement.
Yeah.
No way,
but like violence, the only reason violence has quote unquote declined, quotes.
Yeah.
Because now I don't remember if I'm right or not.
Yeah, it's alright.
But quote unquote is because we've left the power to this third party, the Leviathan, the government, the police,
who makes the decision for us.
Who makes the decision
when violence is right.
But if you take away all that, if you take away the criminal justice system, you take away this Leviathan, this powerful being that enacts justice for us, and we go back to just person to person justice. You best believe a lot of people be killing each other like that. You take this from me, I'm gonna kill you.
Yes.
And then since the brother found out I killed his sister, he's gonna come after me, kill me.
Yes.
Then my brother's gonna kill him. It's just generational violence.
100%.
But I mean, for a lot of us, right? And we're talking generations. We haven't lived without that system. Are we capable of of course it goes to say without it, but we're not capable of living without it anyways. So I kind of just feel like we need it.
Which system? The system of the current criminal justice? Or are you talking like,
or just
government in general?
In general, like I don't like. I feel like we're aware, right, of this shit happening, but we're also aware that we can't really live without that system because we grew up in that system.
Fair.
And I feel like we would always want a system?
See, I feel like, again, for me, my belief structure, again, about human beings is the want for system is different than the want for government, because I feel like the system is always leadership, because, again, human beings are pack animals, we're social creatures.
Yeah.
From the start of humanity, we've just been groups of people, and we always have a leader. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like the desire for government is not a want for the desire for government, but the want for leadership.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So I feel like that's always gonna be a thing. That's why communism, it never works, because it's impossible. It's a good little pipe dream of everyone being equal, but let me tell you, if you put power, so let's say there's a person championing communism. You know what that person is? If that person is making the decisions and telling you who to go kill and who to go not kill, he's a leader. And you know what that just innately makes him? Better than you. You get what I'm saying? That's just what that is, because he's the one in charge of you, and thus he is better than you. I'm saying better, you get what I mean? Like, he's higher than, like, he's not equal to you. You get what I'm saying? And once you have a leader in any communist setting, that communism can't exist if you have a leader. That's just how I feel, personally. Because, and again, maybe people have told me I'm a little too literal, but if everyone is equal, how can, like Stalin, how are you going to be living in a palace and I'm living in a little apartment? That's not equality. You get what I'm saying? So the point I brought up is, I feel like the lust for leadership will never leave, because I feel like that's human.
Of course it wouldn't, but
You
it
get what I'm
would
saying?
also not be where we would just. I guess you both of your original points. We're not just gonna have just any leader or just not a government. What we talked about. I guess if I'm making sense, because things are. How do I put it? I wouldn't say different, but different things rule the world right now.
Okay.
Previously it was power. Now we live in a big capitalist world. Leadership is always going to be different. We're not going to have where governments don't exist, or that form of leadership doesn't exist. Or might actually.
We could, because governments didn't exist, right?
True.
So if it didn't exist, there's a possibility that they won't exist. So everything is temporary as far as I see. Maybe our imagination can't imagine what that would be if we're so against the old way of doing it, like one leader ruling and making decisions, versus what we have now, which is what we perceive to be democracy. Even though democracy, again, is a fucking lie. It's not real. Because it's not, because how can it be democratic if just this one? How can you say something is a democracy if the person you elected based on the platform of the decisions that they're gonna make, and then they go and then you elect them and then they try to do it? Oh, I can't do it. You're a liar. So then you invalidate your position, because if you can't do the things you said you were going to do, are you the person I chose to elect?
Or you lie about the things that you were going to do, and you flip it around and say,
"Oh, I can't do it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do this instead."
Exactly. So how do you feel about is that, because that happens every day. Every time a democratic election is held, niggas do that shit all the time. Like if you
look at the Ontario government right now, man.
That nigga wildin'.
Doug Ford,
a wild nigga. Like that man said, I got you no cuts. I'm gonna get the money down with no. I'm sorry, but only a buffoon would believe that nigga. You have to be a fucking more dog. This nigga said, yo.
He convinced a lot of people.
Because people are. Back to my first point. Niggas just want to be led. Oh shit, he's saying the prettiest things. Let me fuck with him, dog. How are you gonna say it? The province is in the deficit? You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna save us some money. Are you gonna cut public spending on the things that we love? Nah. I'm gonna get this money. Don't worry about it. What the fuck?
Oh, there goes your public health funding.
Everything, bro.
There goes your transit funding. There goes the city's funding.
All the funding is gone. But you said you wasn't gonna cut. Listen, I said I wasn't gonna cut everything. Then he's just spinning.
Or he says, "Oh, the situation's changed. It's a lot worse than I thought. I gotta do it now."
I gotta do it now. Is that democracy? Like, is that democracy in your mind? Like electing someone on a platform and then they changing that platform once they get the power? That's a sham, bro.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, I find it so funny, especially in that way.
He's like a political fuckboy.
He's
We're all his bitches. Like,
facts, just fucking hoes left to right.
Honestly though, like I would have taken his brother Rob. Honestly, Rob as a mayor,
He did what he had to do.
He did what he did. He did some good things, even though he smoked some crack.
I don't understand why that was a problem.
Like I get it. Like
The crack was given, that shit had him nice. That shit had him like, yo, I'm gonna save everybody. The housing crisis? Nah, I've got you guys.
He actually wanted to fix a lot of things. I know he smoked crack, and people are like, oh, as a public official, you can't be doing it. He did some wild things. I get it, in the chamber.
It's all perception.
But like at the same time, he actually wanted to make a change.
Yes.
He was actually trying to make an impact.
Yeah, man.
And a lot of people are going to say no, he wasn't trying to make an impact. He was just a buffoon. That
Just
was
'cause he
crack.
smoked, yeah.
Just because he smoked crack.
See, labels, I'm telling you, perception is crazy. You see, and that's another thing why I hate. Let me tell you, my goal in life is to never have to wear a suit. Because again, just to go back to the intro of what I was saying, when I think I'm an extremely smart person.
Do you not
get
like
what I'm saying?
at all?
No, it's not for me.
Okay, fair.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and this is more symbolic. So, and again, this is all part of, if you understand human beings, bro, it's so easy to take advantage of human beings, bro. That's why I'm pro manipulation. Genuinely, I'm pro manipulation because again, maybe just because I'm good at it, because I understand, like my in-depth understanding of how things work makes me just able to do it. Maybe that's why I'm for it, but bro, like wearing a suit and being clean shaven and looking a certain way opens so much access. You get what I'm saying? It's fucked up because you don't actually have to be able to do anything that you say you're going to do. That's why con men are such a big thing. You get what I'm saying? Like back in the 70s or whenever, niggas didn't have Facebook and all these things to double check. But a gentleman comes up to a nice white gentleman comes up to your door. He knocks on the door wearing a nice suit saying pretty words. Oh, I believe whatever he says. He's obviously not a liar because he looks like not a liar. Because it's all about social programming. What we're programmed to believe a nigga in a nice suit ain't gonna lie to you because he wouldn't be in a suit if he was a liar. Bro, that shit's crazy to me because we're so concerned with the superficial. The substance don't mean a goddamn thing. You get what I'm saying? And people aren't checking for the substance. Like, come on, bro. You gotta. This nigga said, "Yo, I'm gonna get rid of the deficit with no cuts." And you're gonna say,
sense?
Are you just gonna say, "Yeah"? Oh my God, Dougie! No, nigga.
You know what it is? I realize a lot.
I think everyone just wanted free beers.
And that's another. Bro, it's pandering. You see, that's the equivalent of pandering to me. And I don't. Is free beer still is a thing right now?
There's no such
the
thing.
dollar beer.
There's no dollar beer, man.
Yeah,
dollar beer is
pandering.
a shit. And it wasn't even a dollar. It's that. I don't know if it's stores or the manufacturer of the beer or the brewery itself can sell the beer at $1. They can if they want to. Because a craft beer that
garbage. Yeah,
they're like, we spend so much time, effort into this. We don't think our product is valued at $1. Mm-hmm. Our product's worth $3.50, $4 a can. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. Fuck the dollar.
Yeah.
You think I worked years in my garage figuring out this formula for this beer to sell it to your punk ass for $1?
No.
Nah, dog. This ain't juice. This ain't juice. This is good shit. And I respect that. But
I just like
people like those quick things.
Stupid.
As much as
they are.
They cling on to those one things. Oh, $1 beer, yeah, man.
Because they're stupid, bro. I'm telling you, it's the image of the con man, bro. He looks the part, so therefore he is the part. Without ever questioning, is he the part? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's a bunch of assumption making, bro. It's so I love it though. I like watching idiots realizing what a mistake they made. Like the people wilding out now. I can't believe he did this, but if you even looked at what he said,
if you thought about
for
it
a second, my nigga, just if you ran through your brain for 1 second, I'm sure you could have concluded maybe this nigga not. Because there's been other politicians in power and they've never done this, but he's the one. No, nigga, shut the fuck up. This nigga's that. Come on. I love it though. I love it. It's super funny. And also, I don't know why do people hate Justin Trudeau so much?
I don't get it. You'll probably be able to explain.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate him too?
No. I don't
explain it.
I don't hate him. I don't hate anyone, to be honest. I don't think he's doing a great job. But again, anyone else that's a political leader right now, I don't think they'll do a great job either. So
what is the issue with Duncan?
Yeah, that's what I don't get. If what you say is right and what he says is right, why do people just want to get him out of there?
So people want Trudeau out. If you're on the right side,
yes,
It just seems like everyone on the right hates everyone on the left, and if you're on the left, you hate everyone on the right.
And
Automatically.
that is a problematic fucking system.
Automatically. It's just like, I've heard people that are liberals say, if you're a conservative, you're disgusting, unfriend me, I'm this. I'm like, whoa, okay. And then same thing with the right-wing people. Oh, you believe in this and that.
It's stupid.
Delete me.
Fucking
It's both sides are doing the exact same thing. There's no one that's right.
Yes.
Right? So with Trudeau, whether if you're on the right side, people don't like him because he's, trying to bring in more immigrants, trying to do those things. They believe that he's spending money frivolously, that he's just a drama teacher, that he really isn't doing that good of a job as a whole. In reality, yeah, he's done a job, at best.
Yeah.
Reason is because his whole political platform, he hasn't really done much.
Yeah.
In the 4 years he's been in power.
Weed.
Yeah,
You got the kids
weed, carbon tax.
Garbage. Fucking garbage.
So the carbon tax, actually, I do want to talk about that too.
Right.
I was reading that somewhere. Can they control when or if you drive with that carbon tax?
What do you mean?
So technically, no. The I don't know the full ins and outs. There's a guy that I know that knows the carbon tax very well. I don't know the full ins and outs. What I believe is just taxing the carbon that people emit, right, as a way to generate revenue for the government to spend on clean energy or initiatives. I believe that may not be the full thing behind
people are getting it back.
Yeah, there's rebates on it too. When you do your income taxes and all that, you get.
Why?
But
is he doing it if he's gonna give me the money back? Just don't charge me, nigga, please.
I don't I'm not a.
I know you said.
I'm not an economist. I understand understand economics.
Yeah.
Very tiny amount. From what I've learned doing my masters.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, he hasn't just done much, really.
Sure.
He hasn't really done much. So, to me, I'm all for trying to bring in immigrants to a certain degree.
How do you feel about that? Because I didn't understand why he was doing it. Bringing Syrian immigrants. I understand. Listen, I understand. Niggas are facing.
They're literally being exterminated. The whole it's. I don't think it's just a Canada thing. I think it's a global problem. Problem is with global politics. It's a mess.
Yes.
It's pure shambles,
Yes.
No one knows what the hell's really going on, to be honest.
What was he bringing?
I lost my shit when Putin got involved in Syria, and I was once Russians are involved, get the fuck out of that. I have no idea what happened with that.
Russia's got their hands in everything, though. Whatever's the U.S. got their hand in, Russia's got their hand in.
I like Russia, man. Russia does what needs to be done. You know what? Because I like honesty, and I don't like when niggas lie to me. So Russia said, "Yo, let me go to the Ukraine. I'm gonna just take this back. That's mine. Crimea. That's mine now. Shh. Don't worry about nothing." He does what he does, and then I just like when people do it, because when did conquering stop being niggas are so awestruck that he went somewhere with his more powerful military and took somewhere that wanted to be his, niggas in Crimea. There are factions there that say, "Yo, come through, we would love Russia." You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, when did conquering stop being a thing? I think it was after the Ottomans, right, when they died, when they got fucked up.
But at the same time, that's still very much the way the world works.
But it's done.
It's not at all to anywhere near that same degree.
Yeah.
To if you look Greeks, Romans, Ottomans, nothing close to that. But the Brits were also conquerors. If you think about it, man, they definitely were. They are conquerors.
I think they not big because they went. They say, "Yo, let's go to the Caribbean. Let's go take North America. Let's go take some continents."
They took a lot, and then they got thrown right back to the fucking island. But
so when it comes to conquering and shit, fuck, man, I lost my. I was afraid. I was gonna say something. I can't remember.
You don't understand why people get all worked up.
Yeah, niggas get worked up about a lot of things.
Because a lot of people want global peace, man. People are tired of war. But the thing is,
that doesn't lead to progression.
What, conquering?
No, peace.
Peace?
If you think about conquering, because you look at. And this comes from I was actually watching the Joe Rogan podcast. Neil deGrasse Tyson was there. And he saw how GPS was made, and that was because the U.S. military wanted to fucking see where everything is, where the tanks are going and everything, and that's where shit comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Brits they were able they wanted to conquer fucking everything, and then they got all these people that just wanted to like travel, and you know these people are able to do all of that because the Brits wanted to conquer.
Yes.
North America, like Columbus found there, just connected back to the real world because conquering.
Yes.
It's just like all that leads to better shit. And
But is it better? That's the question.
I would say better shit, but it just leads to progression. Better is very subjective.
Is progression worth peace?
That is a good question. I mean, when you talk about violence as a normal
Human instinct,
human instinct, you can never really have global peace.
I don't think so, but people do. That's I was just asking the question.
Yeah, I mean, fuck what people think, man. People think like.
People think a lot of things.
People think a lot of things.
It's crazy to me.
They do, and
you can think a lot of things, and if you want to act on those things, then stop putting those people in charge that you feel like are not going to do those things.
Yes.
there can't. I'll tell you now. There can't be global peace with this many governments. There can't be. It's impossible.
Okay.
Because there's too many different cultural differences, religious differences, for people to not fight.
Yes.
You know.
And let's not even mention the fact that they're sitting on nukes as well.
Right, but sans the nukes, you know, even without all that, one of the things that I actually wrote about was actually the progression of society, and there's there's like 3 stages of like a globalized society. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Right, and that's depending and that's like looking at how technological advancement, looking at science, you know, like you know, a level 1 civilization can harness the energy, you know, total energy from its sun, and level 2, I believe, it gets more and more intense to the point where level 3 you can take the star from your system.
Yeah, the Mycen, not the Mycen, the some Dyson
sphere. Yeah, the Dyson sphere,
that,
right? And you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson would, you know, slap me for this, and I love that man, and I love space science so much. I can't believe I forgot it now. But, either way, you
are the motherfucker that made me take that online course.
We took that as
garbage.
It was a great course, buddy.
Was it?
Yeah, I loved it. What I'm getting at is that we can't reach that even level 1 society because there's not enough unification.
Yes.
Why is there not enough unification? Because there's too many fissions everywhere.
So what is level 1?
Level 1 is to be able to harness
the energy from the sun.
You know what, man? I'm gonna.
He's gonna look it up.
Are we not already doing that though?
I guess he's talking about a different.
No,
I remember. I vaguely recall the stages of things that we.
Yeah, we're like at a 0.8. We're not even a level 1 universe. So yeah, 3 types of civilization: type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 1 civilization can manage the entire energy and material resources of a planet. We have not been able to do. We're like close, but we're not fully there. We're type 2 civilization is capable of harnessing the energy and material resources of a star and its planetary system.
Oh, you're talking like geothermal, like the Earth's core, you mean?
Yeah, like things like that, right? We haven't the full capabilities, but like we're looking at technological like advancement to progress as a society as a whole. We can reach a certain point before we all kill each other.
Yes.
Right. There's the inevitable part where you reach the apex. Where it's like, okay, we've reached this much technological advancement. But that technology can be used to kill everyone, right? As we're seeing with the progression of how powerful nukes are becoming, right? And how powerful different kinds of weapons are becoming, right? Without unification, that technology that would, you know, propel us as a civilization and create enormous growth, we cannot reach there without a fully unified body.
Because of fear and competition, though. That's why.
That's the problem, and that's why my study led me to the thought of the only way that's possible if we all live under one
leadership.
One leadership, one flag, one country, or one global society. We're not Canada, USA. You know,
do you think that could happen at some point?
Honestly, no. Well, actually, like it's eventually. Yes,
I kind of agree with you.
It just depends on who is running things.
That is all it depends.
It all depends on who is running the politics of the world. You need agreement.
Do you know
you think Canada, you think U.S. and Russia are going to agree to be like, yeah, we'll come under one authority? No. Hell to the no.
But when does that happen though?
Oh,
That's the $1 million question.
violence. That's how it happens.
Honestly, that's and like any real change in society, what
Always
occurs?
come from violence.
It always starts with violence.
Always.
The French Revolution. What started it all? Violence.
Everything.
But can we imagine U.S. Canada going at each other?
U.S. and Canada?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Or just U.S. and fucking.
But
I don't know.
But you think about that, right? Like,
I don't think they would have to. I think it's a weird. Alright, so for me, because the U.S. technically is the conqueror of the world currently, just because check it, every country they've been in, they got a base in that country. That's very telling.
Are we sleeping on all these like fucking Chinas and Indias and all these people?
Oh, I'm not sleeping because I know factually the China and the U.S. war is coming. I just hope I'm
China,
dead.
Russia, U.S.
No, China U.S. war is gonna happen. I just want because they're definitely gonna be the new superpower, but no superpower takes over without war because it's always happened. Because the reason why the U.S. became the superpower is because of Germany.
But does it have to be a physical war?
Yeah.
Does it have to?
Because it's always gonna resort to that. That's what I'm saying. That's because at the end of the day, like, so how I view it, because how I view myself as a person, I believe in violence as a problem solver, but I never utilize it as my first step. You get what I'm saying?
But okay.
So let me just use an analogy. So like you're my neighbor.
Yeah.
You're making noise. You're playing music. You're doing whatever, right?
Yeah.
I come to you. Let's just say you're an asshole. I come to you. I knock. It's this hour. Boom. I'd appreciate if maybe you turn that shit down. Boom, boom, boom. Obviously, I say it nicely. He's like, all right, cool. He goes in. Next night, he plays it at the exact same thing. For me personally, I try to do it the human way. Now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some feces from an animal and I'm gonna put it under your door or all over your door. I'm gonna fuck you up because you don't listen. So that's it. So I use that analogy to say whatever beef is gonna come from America and China, whatever new superpower that's emerging. Dialogue realistically is only gonna get you so far if people don't listen. You get what I'm saying? And I don't see a world in which people can talk about becoming this unified place and progressing ourselves as a society with people having equal standing. So in terms of like they have the same amount of resources, the same firepower, like shit like that. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like there's no way it's always gonna boil back down to all right. At the end of the day, we both have these capabilities, but who's gonna win?
Do we think that U.S. and China need each other for like
easily.
Of course, right?
They need.
Easily.
So this is the problem when it comes to war with any superpower.
Currently, because of globalization, and that's a very funny thing. I like globalization in that way, but I also don't like
the thing is with any large war like that, with any superpower, the nukes, right? That's why you don't see any superpowers fighting directly. There's indirect wars,
mutually
right?
assured destruction.
Right, that's the problem. So like they're not going to blow each other up.
They're not. They don't want to. At least.
They don't want to. But if you start going to war and one side's about to lose,
they're gonna go hard. They gotta do it.
Well, then they're gonna throw nukes. Then there's not a civilization to save.
Okay.
There's not a society to.
So to come back to your
together.
question about violence, when I say what did you say physical?
Yeah.
So listen, physical violence obviously is stages. Personally, I feel like any coup is violence. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if America, much like what they're trying to do in Venezuela. You get what I'm saying? Because in Venezuela right now, the whole situation with the leadership, right? So this nigga's pro-America, this nigga is not pro-America.
But all of these points require one of those two to be like downright in the shits.
Say again? Then what do you mean downright in the shit? Like
what we're saying is that, like, we're of course bringing Venezuela, right? We know which one's the superpower out of those two.
Clearly.
Right?
Yeah.
For that to happen between U.S. and China, one of those need to be the Venezuela.
Oh, yeah, all right. But my point, I feel like you can set up coups. I feel like coups are very, regardless of what your stationary is. I feel like you can set up a coup.
I feel like
assassinations.
Yeah, I mean, I could just kind of see like where no longer people in power push the economy. It's more like the capitalism that does that. The only way this happens is if you deprive the resources of the other one. In this case, of course, everyone all the whole capitalist side of those companies and everyone benefits. The people don't. So I mean, if you think of it as U.S. and China need each other as people over here, we need fucking banks to manage our money. At one time, banks are just like, fuck it, that's your money, I'm keeping it, right? You can do nothing about it. Let's assume that can happen.
That can happen, man. Look what happened in Greece. The bank shut down. No one got their
No
money.
one got their money. See,
And then it leads to people fighting.
Yes.
But that doesn't that initiation doesn't require. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if China does that to US, or US does that to China, vice versa, that doesn't really require one, like they going into violence with each other. That just requires them then depreciating the resources.
so but I'm saying the end result is violence. Personally, that's what I'm saying. Like, are you saying that if, let's say,
But I'm
China
saying
says,
if
"Give me the
if
money
it-
you owe me,"
Right, no, well, not even that. Let's just say it comes to a point where, like, all the trades are banned and everything, and US desperately needs China, right? And China, like, fuck you, we're not giving it to you. US goes down right to shit, and then China comes down, like, fuck it, we'll help you, we take over, kind of thing.
okay.
That is I know
Yeah,
that's
it's
unlikely,
you know why?
but
Because
that could lead to.
I think America would. So you think America would be subservient to China before
No, but I'm
shooting a
saying-
nuke or starting war? I'm curious what you think, because my view of America is no. I think before they ever do that,
I don't think
they're not bending the knee.
But with the whole America's First Amendment and shit, I mean, is it just long enough for these people to shoot each other? And be like, fuck, yeah.
Based off the lack of resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, but America got different people to get different things from.
Sure.
Like, I mean, because of the way the global society works, there's so many different places you can get. So, like, that's why I said the only thing that is gonna actually start war is war. Like, there's no indirect, like, you know what I'm saying? There's no indirect means between superpowers at this point, because if China doesn't want to sell them whatever, the only reason why people go to China is because it's cheaper. There's the resources are somewhere else. Like, you could buy it from somewhere else, and I feel like America, before bending the knee to fucking China, they're gonna pay more money to get it from somewhere else. Or, fuck it, they'll pay more money. I was gonna say they just go there and take over that spot, but they're not about that at this point. But they could, because America creates so many situations where this country needs us, but they don't know they need us, so we're gonna go there and take over because that's what's best for them, and then they just take advantage of a situation like that, right? Because who's gonna say no to the superpower? Because that's essentially, well, arguably some people say that's what happened with Iraq. So you know what I'm saying? And when they went there, so I don't know. This is a very interesting question.
It is.
We really went all over the world today. I love it.
We did go over the world today.
Talking about Jews, Drake, and
What are we at? Damn, 2 hours and 18 minutes for our first podcast?
you definitely got to cut it in parts or something, man. Because there's no, I'm not.
No, of course.
No, we'll
Or
definitely
condense it.
we'll definitely post clips, and then we'll just throw up the whole thing up there.
Yeah.
Whether or not someone listens to the whole thing, we'll find out. But
Sure, that's I'm just scared because when you're
That's the issue with having someone like you. It's like so many things to talk about.
pop up,
fucking love it. But
it's just you gotta condense the thing. So
Yeah.
listen, realistically, based on what we have here, what I would suggest, and again, y'all niggas obviously entitled to your own thing. What you could do is you run through it, and then whatever you thought was the most interesting thing, you could use that, or we could just come back and expound upon it and just make that be like 40 minutes or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That could be a point.
I mean,
or if you want,
40 minute, like,
yeah, no,
community
definitely.
would be perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely, we'll give people a little bit more bite-sized clips.
Yeah.
Especially time with the video as well, so that people can digest a little bit. See if they like what they hear, and then if they like what they hear,
For sure. And this could be divided in like four different.
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Even if you want to keep everything
Yeah.
divided in parts,
Yeah.
or like I said, you listen to it, whatever you thought was the most interesting topic that everybody was just chomping at the bit for,
100%,
just boom,
man.
we just come back, and I'd be more than willing to fucking.
Of course. Now, for the people that may be still listening, if they're listening to the full thing, if they ended up listening to the full thing, tell them what you got going on now, what you're doing.
Right now, I have a 4-song EP that I want to release. I'm waiting for a specific benchmark for the first single I dropped, which was Heard. You can check it out on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, I should say.
Right.
Apple Music, and I think it's also on, what's that Jay-Z one? Fuck. What's it Jay-Z
I
music shit? Fuck. Whatever the Jay-Z one is, that one it's on too. But I'm a Spotify boy, so I mostly use Spotify anyways. But yo, if you, we can play it. And you can Shazam it, because I know everybody fucking got Shazam. If you don't, you need to get Shazam.
What I can do is I'll throw it in at the end of this, and
bless.
we'll outro it.
Oh, nice. That'd be nice.
Alright,
Intro it, because nobody's sitting for
Or intro it. There you go.
2 hours in this bitch.
Well, thank you so much, Kumar. I appreciate it, man, for sitting in on us. on our
problem,
first
man.
podcast.
This is fire. This is fire.
Yeah, man.
You are a misunderstood man.
Yeah,
You
he-
are fucking.
Yeah,
Thank you, man. I appreciate
I tell
that.
you, anyone that actually sits through the podcast and they get to the first 20 minutes, and I promise you,
Yeah.
you'll be sucked in. You know,
Yeah.
there's tons. here.
Facts.
And we'll definitely have you back, baby.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks so much,
Let's
brother.
hear the hand clap over the thing so they know it's real.
Thank you, brother. All right, catch us next time, everyone.
I know you heard. Things don't stay the same. Yeah. Got my word. We won't ever change. These niggas hurt. We don't feel no ways. Yeah. Set the stage. We won't play no games. I know you word. Things don't stay the same. Never trust nobody saying they'll never leave. All these niggas, they switching up like them autumn leaves. On the real, I can't believe I'm heating up, time to strike steel. We making moves, so watch the pre. Watch them try pre me like previews on TV. Soon pay fee to